Lockie Winnels. My name alongside me this afternoon is Trevor Nobby Norton, as always. Nobby, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Lockie. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 5RM Riverland Football, to the 2025 Grand Final here at Renmark Oval.
And a very special guest with us this afternoon, Lockie Dan, Murray Pioneer Sport Editor. Lockie, good afternoon to you.
G'day Lockie, g'day Nobby. It's good to
hello again.
Good to be here. It's a I've been on 5RM twice today, so hopefully I've got enough left in the throat. But no, it should be right. And what a day it is.
So this is a trifecta for you.
It is.
Anyone that's just tuned in, seconds are underway at the moment in the last quarter. Barmera Monash 6-2-38 leading Loxton 2-5 with only just 18 minutes left to play in this quarter, but you'd expect that Barmera Monash are going to win this one, guys.
Yeah, you would have thought so. They've been the form team of the reserves all year, and when your A grade's also in the grand final, it shows you the depth the club has as a whole. So, yeah, you'd think Barmera Monash should be able to run this one out, but still a phenomenal effort from Loxton Tigers, Lockie Dant.
Yeah, and do you want me to go through some of the winners over the morning?
Yes,
perfect.
Please.
You've been here earlier than me, Lockie Dan and Trevor Nobby Norton, so go for it.
Yes, I've been here all day. So the under-13s went the way of Renmark. They beat Waikerie. They were far too good. Under-15s was really close. Renmark got over the line by 5 points against Barmera Monash, so in a bit of a prequel to today's game. Under-18s action, Berry smashed Renmark in the end, so the under-18s flag goes the way of the Demons after they missed it last year. So. The B grade at the moment, as it stands, Barmera Monash 21-point leaders. Looks like it's going the way of the boys from the Lakeside.
Yeah, be a hard task for Loxton to turn this around, although they haven't given up trying, and there's a fair bit of emotion in the game out there.
A spirit, Nobby Norton, I think is the word you were looking for just then. Yes, it's a polite way of saying it. Hey, I was here yesterday afternoon setting up a bit of stuff after a big morning at the 66 Riverland Field Days. And I got to tell you, the staff at the Renmark Paringa Council, they need a medal because this ground looks absolutely perfect. And the effort that went into mowing this yesterday afternoon was phenomenal. I
saw the aerial footage of it, Lockie, and it looked like it was done on a crisscross. It didn't look unlike some of the cricket grounds we see from time to time around the country.
I tell you what, there was a fair bit of precision mowing going on yesterday afternoon. It was great to see, and it's come up a treat, which is great. A good crowd here at Renmark. The new scoreboard, we've spoken about that today, is fantastic. This is the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final. We're going to play a song and come back and speak with someone that helps us keep this show on the road for 2025. One of our big partners at 5RM. Right now, it's the boss, Bruce Springsteen. It is a great day. The reserves still happening at the moment. Just hit the 12-minute mark of the final quarter. And it is Barmera Monash with the lead at this stage. Now, Nobby, there's a lot of people that make 5RM football possible throughout the year. And that, of course, is our wonderful partners. And we're very fortunate that McDonald's Renmark have been a big part of it in 2025. And we have the main man from McDonald's Renmark, Brenton Edwards, here for a chat this afternoon. Brenton, good afternoon to you.
Thank you for having me, guys. What a beautiful day it is. It's great to see so many families out here. Massive crowd, beautiful weather. I must say that the Oval looks a bit like the MCG today, doesn't it?
Oh, Brenton, well done.
Well, they've done well, and it is great to see. But you've been involved in footy and the Renmark Rovers for a while, as well as the Riverland Football League and all kinds of junior sport, which is great to see. And you just shocked me off air, Brenton, because you've been in the Riverland for 3 years now. Yeah,
we made the big move over from Perth to take on the Macca's opportunity, and it was probably about 2.5 years ago. So it has flown by, but absolutely loving the Riverland lifestyle. We come over with the wife and 2 little kids, and feel like it's home already.
It's great to see. And you mentioned you made the move from the west, and little birdie tells me you had a kick at the Sharon a few times before, for instance.
I tried to. A bit of a a has-been. I'll call myself now. A has-been.
Hey, when you're in that boat, Brenton, you can talk it up as much as you like when you're no longer doing it. We all get much better the older we get.
No, it does. It does go a bit like that. The longer since you played, the better you were, and the better that mark or that goal that kicked was. Yeah.
Hey, mate, we really appreciate your support for our broadcast and everything, but I also really appreciate the McCafe.
You've got the number one customer right here, Brenton.
No, I really like the whole range and what you do, but the McCafe range is just right up my alley.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we take our coffees very, very seriously. The quality and the taste of our coffees, calibrations, and the keeping our the heads and the handles clean, and there's so much that goes into a good coffee.
Now,
many variables.
I won't try and get the secret recipe out of here, because I know there's other people that have the mixed whatever recipe it is, and we won't go there because we're talking McDonald's. But I do love the way it comes together, and it's always what I like is you never have to wait very long.
Yeah, well, speed of service. We're in the quick service restaurants industry. And, that's what we're all about, convenience and speed of service. So, I'm glad you've noticed that. Thank you for the plug.
That's what it's all about, Brenton. And you mentioned the community, which is what McDonald's Renmark's all about. A big opportunity here today for the whole community to get together and just have a great day out in what is a fantastic Riverland autumn day.
Yeah, no, it's just an awesome day for the community, isn't it? To have everyone in the Riverland and probably wider areas come here today. It's actually a good day just for local businesses as well. I know, for example, I reckon we something we're really proud of is we employ 92 local people, Riverland people.
Yeah, like that 92, you have the exact number.
Yeah, 92. Next week, hopefully 94. That's something we're really proud of. And I can tell you that looking around, I reckon about 40 of our staff are here right now. And the other, 50 or so are at the store right now, because this is one of our busiest days of the year.
Hey, Brent, I'm going to give you some data which I'm going to mangle because I'll never get it right. Lockie loves the way I do this. But I can remember reading a book back in the in my earlier part of my life, Beyond the Golden Arches, about the history of McDonald's.
Yep.
And I reckon in America, and obviously where the chain began, I reckon there was something like it was at least 1 in 10 people, their first job was at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I might have muffed it up, but it was a fairly high percentage.
That's a great stat. It's actually 1 in 12 Australians have worked in Australia at McDonald's. Sorry,
wow.
So
1 in 12 Aussies.
So 8% of the Australian workforce have kicked off in the Golden Arches.
Yeah,
and if we ran that stat through the Renmark Rovers Football Club, what would the numbers be? Who knows?
Brilliant. Well done.
Great to have you on board for a chat, Brenton. Before we let you go, you played a bit of footy. grand final tips. Is there anything you want to throw out there this afternoon? You know,
he's going to say the best team.
yeah, the best team will win. No, that's a bit of a cliche. So my take on it, take it or leave it, but if Renmark can start well, because they just haven't started well all year.
6 goals behind last time they played.
Yeah, and it's just a long way to come back, isn't it? But if they can start well, they're a good show. But how good is this rivalry between these two clubs over the last, what would be 4 or 5 years? Builds.
Pretty much your arrival to the Riverlands, pretty much in line with when this rivalry really sparked up. So
it could go either way, but I'm probably a little bit biased towards Renmark. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
I think Renmark can get it done. I think on paper they probably are the better team, but they were beaten a couple of weeks ago. But they just need to start well. Home ground advantage is probably a little bit underrated. And my pick's Renmark.
All right, you've heard it here.
I'm with you.
Brenton, thanks for a chat. We'll speak soon, and we'll probably both be popping through the Golden Arches on the way home. Milton, so
see you in the drive-through.
If not tonight, sometime next week in the morning.
I look forward to it. Cheers for a chat. This is 5RM live from the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final.
Good one, mate.
On to the A grade this afternoon between the Renmark Rovers and Barmera Monash Roos. Nobby Norton's alongside me as well as Lockie Dand, and we just spoke with our good sponsor, Brent Edwards from McDonald's Renmark, which was great to see, supporting local sport. He's here celebrating. He's got his Rovers kit on, so wasn't quick to hide his allegiances this afternoon.
No, he's firmly entrenched in the local community where he lives, but also a proud supporter of Riverland football through our 5RM broadcast, Lockie.
Great to see. Now, we've got the reserves in the dying stages now of the
2
fourth
minutes
quarter.
to go.
And we have a solid lead to the Barmera Monash Roos, who really have been the team to beat all year.
Yep, 22-point margin, under 2 minutes to go. You can say they've got the first flag back to Barmera. Can they get the next?
The Monash bypass. We'll see one flag going past it at least this afternoon, that is for sure. Nobby, you've been here pretty early this morning.
I was.
You've seen the crowds rolling in. It must be good to, as you called it once, described it to me once, your spiritual home. I know you're now the mayor of Loxton Waikerie, but do they know you once lived in Renmark?
Matter of fact, they do, Lockie.
Oh, they do.
I'm
right.
third generation Renmark, and it is my spiritual home. And I'm always happy to come back up here, particularly to go to McDonald's. I'm always... Actually, I was at a meeting yesterday or the day before Thursday, and I had to have a fun fact when we all introduced ourselves. And so I said, well, you might not know it, but I'm third generation Renmark, and this is my spiritual home.
Great to
So
see.
I got it out there. But, hey, talking about homes, this is a really good home to the grand final today, this Renmark Oval, and it's been pretty well prepared for it, Lockie Dan, and it's greenest I've seen it this year. And I know we've had a dry year, but I reckon it's more turfed than it's been in the last couple of years.
That's right, and there's a brand spanking new scoreboard on the outer side as well, right next to the McDonald's logo that you'd be very happy to see, Nobby. So, and it currently displays Barmera 21 points ahead. So I think the Roos are getting ready to take the premiership back to the lakeside. The interchange bench are all embracing. So
making his way to the boundary line to change was Barmera Monash veteran Paul Butterworth, who I'm led to believe might be able to access his super next year.
You reckon he's hanging up the boots? Well, there it is.
Well, I know that Paul, and he's been around a bit, Paul, been a Barmera player most of his career, but did pull the green and gold on from Rook Kingston for a while.
Oh, it wouldn't be grand final day without my Rook Kingston mentions, would it? I think we're up to about 4 now.
So, Butters, I reckon Bones might be 55 or thereabouts in that range, but still going pretty good, still playing in premierships.
Well, he's in spirit, Nobby. He's a Barmera Monash Roo through and through. And,
always, yep.
Yep. And age is just a number, as I'm told, plenty of time. So great to see Barmera Monash winning the reserves grand final. Barmera Monash 6-5-41 to Loxton 2-8-20. Loxton Tigers season as a whole, as a club, though, let's just talk on that quickly. Not making the A-grade finals, but battled hard throughout the season. Reserves made the finals. Their 18s were in the finals as well. They got a pretty bright future, the Tigers.
It's a 3-year program they're working on for the senior side, but you only had to look at how many of their under-18s played senior football this year, and a few were out there in that second side as well, to realise that it's all about building. It's all about building from within. And, look, that's all you can hope for in a country footy club is to get that growth.
Yeah, that's right. And don't forget, Harley Campbell won the Broad Rising Star Award on Monday night at the Willis Medal, which we'll get to in a moment, I'm sure, when we talk about Renmark. But he finished third in the best and fairest race as well. So he's a real bright prospect for them. And I think another underrated piece of their A-grade side that doesn't get a lot of mention at times is Carter Wright. I like the way he jumps at the ball. He actually reminds me a little bit of Zach Gartrey. If he can spend a little bit more time in the gym, he's got quite a solid base to work from. So he could be a prospect for a long time to come yet.
Yeah, and those big fellas takes them a while to develop a motor, doesn't it? You know, aerobically as well,
yep.
Not just the muscles, but the aerobic capacity as well.
No, he's definitely a bright spark. So, yeah, the Tigers will rebuild. There's no doubt about that. And, they'll be fine. And I think a second year for Nathan Brown, they'll be in the right direction.
Well, talking about bright sparks, the winner of the best first-year player in A-grade this year was Lucas Warnett, who takes the field for the Roos today on the half-forward line. Probably an unlucky a person to miss the team of the year, Lockie Dan. But as we were talking about this morning, if you reckon someone was unlucky to miss the team of the year, and Lockie Winnell, I put out Jared B as my most unlucky one. But you have to find someone to drop out to put him in, and I couldn't find anyone to drop out.
I didn't have a good look at it, I've got to be honest with you, but for me, not so much who missed out, more the positions. And I'm not sure how you can have Ricky Garrett starting on the bench.
Well, because there was no other spot for him. But
he might have to go and talk to his teammate Dan Wolford. That'd probably be the only spot for him.
Anyway. I'm just having a laugh, but it's a tough job, Lockie Dan. I've got to be honest with you.
He did a fantastic job, Lockie Dan. You did, and I said that to you this morning on 5RM Sports Saturday. What a great job you did. And I don't think you got one player that's in that side that shouldn't be in it, and the two or three that we're sort of throwing around we thought could go in, I can't find anyone to drop out to put them in. So that must mean that it's spot on.
Well, I would like to think I got it relatively right. I mean, we had a bit of a mix-up on the night with positions, but that's all fixed up now. So
I was going to say that.
Zach Gartree, if you see him at halfback today, then Josh Vader's been listening to what I've been saying. But I did mention it.
Pioneer.
Yeah, I did mention it to him on Monday night that might have been a bit of a mistake. So
a very short ruck. I noticed, Lockie Dan.
Yeah, just if Justin Bonney goes to the ruck and Zach Gartree lands at halfback, I've got a bigger readership base than I realised. I think.
Well, Gartree does spend a bit of time in the back play across half-back, so you might have got away with that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But, look, talking about ruckman and about changes to teams, and we see Barmera Monash basically going back into this game with only one change from the second semi-final, and that's Mitch Wellington comes into the side, and the unlucky players, Tony Drugamullah, who must have been a toss of the coin between him and Paul Spilios, as to who was going to miss out. But I can see the reasoning behind bringing the big fella back, Wellington, because Zach Gartree is a dominant ruckman, and with only Chris Bonney and above that sort of height needed to compete with him. And no disrespect to Chris. Chris has got an excellent motor, can cover ground, but to ruck all day against the big fella is going to take it out of you. So to me, I can see why Wellington came back into the side, and unfortunately for Tony Drugamullah, he's the one that's missed. For Renmark, just the one change there as well. And we noticed that this morning, didn't we? And that is the return, Lockie, of former 5RM Sports Saturday medalist Trevor Thorpe, the veteran, back into the side after a very, very good game in the reserves prelim final that Renmark lost last week. He played. And he comes in, and AJ Hem, the unlucky player, who's gone on to the emergency bench. So... And I suspect that most of the reason behind that might have been the fact that Trevor Thorpe is a bit more of a utility type player, whereas AJ Hem's probably a forward and perhaps an odd burst on ball.
Yeah, I mean you're right, and the AJ Hem's quite unlucky. He's had he spent a fair bit of time out with a shoulder injury he sustained against Loxton in about round 5, if I had to guess. I mean, look, there's stars everywhere in this side, and it's interesting you mentioned Paul Spilios as a one that you might have thought might have been a little bit one of a toss of the coin to stay in the side. But when I was on the sideline view with Trevor Scott about 2.5 hours ago, I did mention that Spilios is one of their prime ball movers, and I think they like the ball in his hands. He's a lovely left foot kick, and I'm looking at him and Jamison Whitbourne to move the ball quite well for Barmera Monash off half back and springboard them into attack.
Do you sit on the selection panel at the Barmera Monash Roos?
Well, maybe I should, but the other one I mentioned when you were talking about the big fellas is Caden Gartree, because they brought him into the side last year, remember, for the premiership, and he played quite an important role. That was when they had Mason Middleton, of course, but yeah, this is a bit different.
We're going to take a quick break from Renmark. When we return, the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final. And welcome back to Renmark for the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final. Lockie Winnell, Nobby Norton and Lockie Dand live this afternoon as we gear up for a big clash between the Renmark Rovers, the current premiers, and a modern rival in the Barmera Monash Roos from the lakeside in Barmera. Nobby Norton, we've been here a while now, getting the atmosphere, and it is buzzing.
Yeah, it is
electric.
It is, Lockie, and I'm just watching the seconds players getting their premiership medals, and I had a dim memory of some 40 years ago on the Berry Oval was myself having to get up on the back of the ute and get my medal.
Wow. Was that junior Colts or senior?
No, seconds.
Wow. Was footy in colour then or black and white?
Yeah, it was. It was in colour. The ute was a bit older than that one, but it's same thing, and so I understand how it's going. But interestingly enough, we looked at, Lockie, you and I were talking about the selection and about Renmark having Zach Carter in ruck and his brother Caden as the backup. And we talked about potentially the Spilios versus Drugamullah perhaps selection debate as to the last person in or the first person out. And I sort of raised that because it was a bit of talk around Barmera that they thought they might use Drugamalla's legs on this big oval, but in saying that, the Barmera oval is probably similar acreage, and I think your point about Spilios using that football on his left foot and going through the middle a bit might have tipped it in his balance.
Yeah, he's a classy user. I've quite liked him for the 2 years that I have been up here, and I like the way he plays, and I think he's going to be valuable for them today.
So maybe RFL should go to the AFL system and have a sub. And both Hem could have been the sub for Renmark and Tony Drugamullah the sub for Barmera.
I think if the sub rule existed, I reckon you'd have that spot on Nobby.
Yeah, certainly. Look, another insight, Nobby, and I know he's one of your favourites, but I couldn't quite nail this one down, but there could be a new record being set today, and that is the time between A-grade grand finals. And I'm talking about our old mate, Schmicker Hill from the Barmera Monash Roos.
Uncle Schmicker, Brody Hill.
He played for the Loxton North Panthers A-grade premiership in 2004. That's 2004, not 2014. That's 2004.
21 years ago.
21 years ago. So the time between A-grade grand finals, I'm not sure. You'd have to go a long way back to find someone that's got back to it again.
It might even be recorded somewhere in the Marook Kingston history, because Brody's a solid Marook bloke. Grew up, went to the Marook High School, Marook Primary School.
Marook High School.
Marook Primary School. Area school, actually, it would have been.
Booming economy, it sounds like.
Before he went into Loxton High School.
We need to tell Premier Pete about Marook. He might be there tomorrow, opening a new building. You never know.
Well, Uncle Schmicker, I know we've got a few people tuned in. I did have a chat to Brody before the game, and he gave me the thumbs up. He's going well. And actually, he played at Loxton when Dylan Millard was playing coach at Loxton. Came back and played, and then came out and played a few seconds games early in the year at Barmera with Dylan, just as mates. And he wouldn't come to training 2 days a week in case they slipped him into the A-grade, but that didn't matter. He ended up finding his way back into the A-grade side, and he's a good experienced head around some young players, and the young players being guys like Trent Ogle, Jamison Whitbourne, William Cowling, some of that younger brigade at Barmera, and to have someone like Brody Hill in amongst them, it's pretty good value for them.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, as you mentioned there, you've got a lot of youth. We've mentioned Whitbourne, Trent Ogle as well.
Yep.
Rory Moore's another one.
Max Petrole.
Even Saxton Mitchell down back. So and Lachlan Marks as well. So, yes. I mean, and the experienced likes of Justin Bonney, who was there in the 2012 Premiership, I understand. Yep. I think is he the only one?
Yep. From 2012.
Yeah.
Yes, he would be. The only other one was going to be probably Dylan Millard, but he's stepped back to the twos.
If you're looking at the Justin Bonney's history, he actually played in the 2007 Under-17 flag at Marook Kingston as well.
Oh, well, I think we're up to about 8 mentions now, so you're on fire.
So he brought that success with him. So it was, he's a good player, Justin, and Chris, and his brother. And look, I know we've talked a bit about the Roos, but on the other side of the coin, the home team, you couldn't be more impressed than the way they came through the preliminary final last week in what was an absolute arm wrestle with the Panthers for 3 quarters, and they just finished full of run, full of precision, handled the ball well, and you can't help but think that would have put them in a perfect place for this week's game in terms of their skills. They wouldn't have to do much training because they did a lot of it in the last quarter last week.
No, you're exactly right, and they were very impressive, and they're stacked. I think you said it last week, but they are just stacked, aren't they?
They certainly are. We're going to be pausing soon for the national anthem of Australia as the umpires and teams line up in their respective positions.
And umpire Charlton holding the ball out there today will be his 668th game.
Well, there we go. The stage is set for the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final.
What a great rendition of the national anthem that set things for today's game.
And we're going to be having a coin toss in a minute, and it is great to see the tradition back of the reigning Willis medalist tossing the coin, who's actually playing in this game, which is something we didn't see last year. So Josh Vader, the coach of the Renmark Rovers, will be tossing the coin in a moment. Good night at the Willis Medal on Monday night, the league's best and fairest. Both teams shaking hands at the moment.
Hey, interesting this, isn't it? Shaking hands before the game. I wondered why, Lockie, that the umpires didn't have both teams down on their knees so they could go through and check their boots and fingers before they started play.
Righto, Nobby Norton with the controversial comments before the games even got underway.
I tell you what, if umpire Jerry Hume was still with us, the late great Jerry Hume, it would have been, boys, on your knees, I'm checking your sprigs, put your fingers back.
I've just got a bit of news for us, boys.
Yep.
We have a listener all the way from Blarney Island today, all the way from, that part of the world. Renmark Rovers board member Troy Henderson. It's just gone 6:14 local time. So, shout out to Troy.
In the AM or the PM?
AM, Saturday morning.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Well, good to see when we're breaking new ground at 5R in Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark, which is great to see. Got the Barmera Monash reserves in front of us now, and I'm not sure if they're that keen on watching the start of this game or not.
Well, they've got they're doing a bit of celebrating here, but as you would, winning a flag. I know when the one I was mentioning a bit earlier, I think 3 days before I got home, Lockie. Who's won the toss? Have we seen the toss?
No, I don't think it's happened yet. So umpires this afternoon, we've got Todd Charlton, as you said, umpiring game number 650 plus.
Renmark won the toss. They're going towards the clubroom end, to the scoring end.
Yep, Cameron Scott also umpiring this afternoon, as well as umpire Tony Florence. Some experienced umpires, and Cameron Scott, new to the Riverland Football League this year, picking up the silver whistle. So just repeat that again, Nobby Norton. Renmark have won the toss.
Yeah, Lockie Dan saw it.
Yes, they're going to... What ends are we running with today?
Well, I think clubroom's in, hospital in.
Yep.
Okay, well, Renmark are going to the clubroom end, the town end, so, So this is going to be huge.
And that was probably the scoring end in most of the games that have preceded this big clash. So the right thing to do, win the toss. Was there an inquiry into the toss, seeing as the Renmark coach tossed the coin and they won it?
Yeah, that's a bit interesting. I think he had his family members out there with him as well. So
good on him. A great ornament to the game, Josh Vader, and a very worthy winner of the Willis Medal, as we spoke about this morning, Lockie. And I thought it was a good thing to have him out there tossing the coin.
Just looking at Barmera Monash, starting on the bench will be Trent Ogle, Jamison Whitbourne, Max Petrola and Brody Hill, going to be used throughout the game. And for the Renmark Rovers, we've got Thorpe, Anspatch, Jackson, And I can't quite pick up who their fourth. Harry Beavis is already there. So quite an experienced lineup on both reserves at the moment. And
it's unusual to see Harry Beavis on the bench.
Yeah, one of the key defenders for the Renmark Rovers. And him and Trevor Thorpe would be the only two members of the 2009 Renmark Rovers Premiership side still playing this afternoon.
Beavis going back into the change rooms. Maybe he wasn't quite ready to take the field.
Well, notorious, maybe a bit of a casual type operator, but good to see. The stage is set, the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final. The crowd has dissipated from the field, and umpire Todd Charlton puts the ball up in the air to get this one underway. A little bit of niggle in the middle, and they rucks tap up, and Gartree tapped inboard, got it out to Vader, who wheels around and bombs it long straight into the attacking 50 for the Rovers. No one able to take the mark. Barmera Monash wrap it up and hold it in, and we'll have a ball up.
Yeah,
more there.
Typical Vader clearance there. Took it straight off the pack, ran about 4 metres as fast as he could, straightened up and drove it long into the forward lines.
Ball up on the attacking 50 for the Rovers. Vader again, another clearance long towards the goals. It's coming back. Has that gone through? Fraser Sampson spoils that over the line, and we'll get a behind first score to the Renmark Rovers in the way of a behind.
I think Renmark have come straight out and said this is the way we're playing today. We're going direct, we're going at the goals, and we're going to just attack with that breeze. Ball out on the far side, comes out of Barmera's defence to the half-back flank. Chain of handballs. Onto the ball was William Cowling. He drives it further up the wing. And a lovely diving mark taken out there by Joe Ricketts.
Ricketts now just holding station. Now just goes down the line to a contest. And mark taken. Handball outside. Barmera Monash now into their attacking 50. Ball dropped short. Bit of a foot race to the ball. Still in Barmera Monash's attacking 50. Soccer off the deck. Hasn't gone that far. Renmark trying to hold it in. And umpire says, I'll have it.
This is going to be Barmera's ace today. In over the ball. Heads over and shoulders over the ball. No one more so than of course, Matthew Watke.
Austin there doing the ruck work in the Barmera Monash forward lines. Umpire says, I'll have it again. Only 3 metres from the Barmera Monash goal, kicking to the hospital end this afternoon in this first quarter.
Up it goes, ruckman up. Bonnie takes it out of the ruck, couldn't get a clean handball out. Ball gets kicked back in. Out it comes from defence from Renmark towards Garrett at half back, but he couldn't bring it in. Off hands, again to Vader, he gets it out.
Loose footy inside attacking 50 now, and Butterworth just wraps it up in the hands of Vader, and we'll have a ball up, 45 out from goal.
Ball moving quickly too, which is what we want to see rather than stacks on the mill. Up it goes again. Big fist out. Couple of fists out. Comes to Barmera Monash. Onto the left is Beach, I reckon. Tries to get it towards goals. Can't get anywhere near it. It wasn't Beach, it was Butterworth.
So Barmera Monash now locking it in there 50 for the first, probably second minute of this game.
Yeah, all players are manned up. Ball comes short though to Nathan Zernick in the back lines. Without the long sleeves on today, it's going to be hard for me to find him.
Goes to a contest. Gartree out the back. Tried to wrap it up, but he couldn't. Now Caden Gartree gets a handball, but intercept. Justin Bonney, handball inboard. Rory Moore for the Barmera Monash Roos. Inside 50, but intercept for the Rovers.
Outstanding intercept.
Yeah, lovely. And that was Zernick again. He started off well in the back lines, a position we don't normally see him playing in, but having an influence. Ball chipped out. Doesn't get clear of the defence. This time Bonney grabs it onto his left foot and spots up Steve Burton, 40 metres out from goal. We'll have the first deliberate shot at goal for the match.
In his range, Snobby Norton, Lockie Dan?
Just.
Yeah, I'll back him in. I reckon if I was a Barmera Monash full forward, I'd head to the top of the square. It might go across the face yet.
Plenty of room in that forward lines too, and players moving. Ricketts on the lead. Burton ignores it, goes to the goals. Tapped through by Zach Gartery. And for a behind, that's one behind each on the Berry Better scoreboard. A really good opening, guys.
Yeah, Lockie Lellman bringing this ball back into play. He's going to be huge the way Renmark moves the ball. He's so versatile as well. He can play in all three positions.
Are they new white boots he's sporting there? Comes out to another white booted player, which I reckon might be...
It's Harrison Brown.
Harrison Brown, is it?
Yep. Harrison Brown now looking to the grandstand side. Looks for Zach Gartree. Can't quite take it. Spills out of bounds, and I reckon umpires will say throw it in.
Renmark having trouble getting out of their defence here at the moment. Not something I'd be... The Barmera have locked them down.
Yeah, they're playing to the wing, really, aren't they? Looking for Gartree's mark.
Vader dragging his opponent up the ground. He was up here on his own on the wing. Up in comes the ball at half back for Renmark. Half forward for Barmera. Chain of handballs. Out it comes towards Wolford. Matt. Another handball to Dan Wolford. Gets it on the boot. Shoots it across the ground. Tim Blight first to it, but not enough pace to get to it. And Justin Bonney onto it quickly for Barmera. Turns around and chips the ball back in to Paul Spilios.
Just in the middle of the ground now. Coming up the 4.5 minutes played on the Ricatera Wine Room clock. Butterworth now in the middle. Just holding it up for a sec. Just waiting for someone to move. Umpire says play on. Has to go around the man on the mark. It's a wobbly old kick. Renmark run onto it. Harrison Brown just dives on it, locks it in, and I reckon we'll get a ball up on the attacking 50 of the Barmera Monash Roos, who've had it in their half of the ground for all but the first 30 seconds of the game.
Gillard working back in defence. This Barmera have got Renmark under a bit of pressure here. Gardery tries to kick it out of the pack. Zach Gardery couldn't get it clear. It'll be a secondary ball up. They've pushed up on him, haven't they, Barmera?
Yeah, their pressure's elite early.
Up it goes. Bonnie can't take it out of the ruck. Comes out from Matt Wolford. He goes for space out towards the scoreboard side. Ball taken by a Barmera Monash player, which was Thomas Austin, but he was taken to the ground. It'll be another ball up.
So, ball up. 5.5 minutes played. No margin on the score, just one behind each. Gardery taps back, but intercept from Paul Spilios. Here's the speed you're talking about. Gets the handball out, but it misses the target. And umpire says incorrect disposal.
I think the Barmera player was caught by surprise there. It'll be the first handball Spilios has done probably for 6 months.
Yeah, that was brilliant. But was that Tim Wolford at halfback?
Yeah, it is.
He knows how to play well on grand final day.
Ball goes out to Matt Wolford on the wing. He looks up, chips it across the middle and finds Ricky Gardery in the middle of the oval. Drives Renmark into attack. Lovely looking kick. Chest straight onto Adrian Herodor's chest.
That's interesting to note. Adrian Herodor's been deployed at half forward. That was one we were talking about in the build-up this morning. So, huge from him and great work by Renmark to get the ball through the middle of the ground to Ricky Garrett, and he's a clean user of it.
We were talking about that this morning, Lachlan, who would take the middle of the ground over and whether Herodor could do another Michelle, kick another five-for.
So, kicking from about 35 out on a slight angle. Looks good off the boot. And there it is. First goal of the game to the Renmark Rovers. Takes the margin out to 6 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. 117 Renmark, Barmera Monash, one behind.
Yeah, great opening to this game, and a couple of key players to it. Zach Gardery getting plenty of it. Bonnie chasing him all around the oval, but Gardery getting some good possessions and making his presence felt. And the Wolfords are all amongst it. And you mentioned Tim Wolford in the back lines there, Lachlan, Dan, but he's moved forward. He's gone forward. Is he resting forward now? He's just pushed forward as we talk.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, he kicked those couple of goals in the grand final last year, which effectively won them the game.
I think it might be he and Vader who are changing from that half-forward position on ball. Gardery up in the middle, reaches over it to Garrett. Garrett runs out of the middle with it, turns around, back turns, and kicks it back to Zach Gardery right in the centre of the ground. He takes the mark. He chips across, looking for Matt Wolford. How did he get out here on his own? All of a sudden he's on his own, looks up, drives the ball in. We're looking for Gillard. He can't get to it, but he's held in the mark. Will take the free kick.
He will love an early goal. I don't think anyone in the Riverland celebrates better than Nick Gillard. So he had his radar off last week, with Josh Vader mentioned on Monday night at Willis Meadows. So he'll be looking for his star forward to strike early.
He kicked 6 points, but in 6 kicks last week, not in 1.
Well, if he kicks 6 straight today, the Brewers have got problems.
Fair angle here, kicking from almost the boundary. Going to be kicking this from about 40 out, right in front of the Renmark fans.
Yeah, left footer though. It's it's drifted across, and that'll be. He likes it.
Oh, he got ready for the celebration, but he was a bit early. It's one behind.
The cheer went up in the club rooms, and he was over there ready to give them the clap back, but it must have just missed. Ball comes out of half back towards the grandstand side, looking for Beach. Beach takes the chest mark.
This is 5R in Riverland football. Wheels around, kicks into the middle, looking for a contest. But Zach Gardery for the Rovers with the intercept. He's got players running for it. There's loose Rovers everywhere here, but he's still holding up. Got Ricky Garrett running past us in the broadcast wing, but goes down the line to an angry pack. Barmera Monash, a bit of friendly fire between them. Lelman around the corner, but it was bombed out of there by the Barmera Monash Roos in the middle. Austin on the cricket pitch, dived. Loose footy still, a soccer off the deck. Umpire says holding on.
That was William Cowling clearing that ball out of defence for Barmera Monash. He's had a couple of touches early. All of a sudden, Trevor Thorpe snuck on from the bench, out here on the wing, looks up, prepares to drive Renmark into attack, but chips short, cut out by Barmera. Chain of handballs, Justin Bonney with back turns, handballs, gets it to his brother, Chris, he gets it onto Watke, he runs through the middle of the ground, handballs to a teammate who drives him forward. It's sort of a chaos kick.
Now it's Jenke there wrapped up with it. Umpire says, I'll have it. Still in the centre square, slightly towards the Barmera Monash end.
That last play when Matt Wolford got loose out here on his own, he does it often. He'll start at half-back and just run off and never get his man following him. Ball comes to Barmera, chain of handballs to Trent Ogle. He drives Barmera deep into attack with a screwy.
We've got Petrole trying to run onto it, but Morgan Edwards, Lockie Dan, your man, just bombs it out of there and finds Matt Wolford, one of the most decorated players in Riverland football history.
Yep.
Just holds it up at left half back.
A couple of Willis medals and a few premiership medals. Don't know when he wouldn't be able to put them all on at once, would he?
Kicks it in towards the middle. Kick intercept. Rory Moore doing it right for the Roos. Now it's Watke. Gets a handball out and the Roos go inside 50. No one home. Barmera Renmark are going to get it out of there through Brown, and they bring it to the broadcast wing right in front of us. Bit of a race between Bonnie and Lockie Lellman for the footy. You got Dan Wolford there crunching tackle on Whitbourne. Now Brown again gets it out to Declan Johnson. Gets a handball forward to Gartree. Gartree now kicks it inside 50. Looking for a target in Herodor, and it's going to spill to the boundary.
I've loved the start of Zach Gartree. Yeah, he's
dominating,
been huge in the ruck, and he's winning it around the ground too.
Yeah, and players looking into the sun there, which confused them all, and hence it was off hands, out of bounds. In the forward lines, Renmark forward line, Bonnie up, couldn't get hold of it. Tim Wolford had a couple of bites at it. Umpire gave him plenty of time to get it clear, but he couldn't get it out of the pack. This time the Renmark player sitting on top of it and will be penalised for holding the ball. That was number 12, Nathan Zunic, up in the forward lines.
Yeah, fair call there, I would have thought.
Oh. Nice. Trent Ogle gets his receipt of a mongrel kick out of the back lines, chips it up the wing, but only as far as Trevor Thorpe takes his second mark right in front of the wing here. The wily veteran looks up, shoots it short, finds his coach Josh Vader at half forward. He looks up, crosses the ball into the middle, has a player right out the back door, but the kick wasn't great. Ball comes loose, through goes Barmera Monash.
Max Petrole got the handball when he was tackled. Now it's going to be Joey Ricketts that gets it off the deck, has a shot at goal, and the Roos have slotted their first goal of the game.
Look, it's not often you see Josh Vader make a mistake, let alone a mistake that costs them a goal.
Yeah, I think the pressure came just as he went to switch that ball, and that sometimes is all it needs at grand finals, and you get made to pay. I mean, Barmera Monash have kicked a goal, but I just want to highlight their half forwards. They need to be right up on the Renmark halfbacks, because the Renmark halfbacks are peeling off too easily at the moment.
Particularly Matt Wolford.
Yeah, and Trevor Thorpe as well has had a bit of the footy, and they're just entering forward 50 with ease at the moment.
128 plays, 117 on the Berry Better scoreboard. 5RM Riverland football, the 2025 Riverland
Actually,
Football
Wolford
League
is on
Grand
this
Final.
wing, and his direct opponent's Lachlan Marks. The young fella might just have to shorten the rope a bit on him for starters. Tim Wolford in the middle, fakes, shakes, and sends the ball out to the wing to Declan Johnson. Takes a bounce, looks up, drives Renmark into attack. Lovely mark taken by William Cowling at centre half back for Barmera Monash.
Early contender for defender of the day. Goes long, turn the line, looking for Whitbourne. Spills still in play. Umpire says no, it's not. Oh no, it's a free kick.
There was a throw there.
Incorrect disposal. Good recovery from the young fella Whitbourne. Couldn't take the mark, but he was first up with the tackle. He'll look to set up here. Comes back into the corridor, looking for a teammate, but only as far as the Renmark. There's Brown again at half back under the ball. Another holding the ball decision against Renmark.
The pressure's elite early from both sides. The amount of holding the balls we've had and things like that. Turnovers as well.
Lovely short kick this time, I reckon. That's Beach out there on the flank. He looks up, comes in board, and finds number 2 in Brodie Hill. He checks, kicks up, and finds on a lead Beach. Sorry, it wasn't Beach before. Yeah, it's Beach now.
It gets on quickly with it, Nobby. It spills forward, now loose inside attacking 50. Might have been better to back himself in for a shot at goal. The Roos lock it in, but ugly footy.
I'm going to say both teams sticking to their pre-game, how they play and going short and trying to centre it. But if it was me in a grand final, I'm looking for the top of the goal square at every opportunity. Josh Vader could have done the same. Beach could have done the same there.
I think Beach could have had a shot. Ball coming out wide now for Lillman.
Yeah, he's getting plenty of it early too.
Umpire Tony Florence is just going to say, come back in line with the free kick a bit, yeah. So Fraser Sampson standing the mark, the former Renmark Rovers premiership player.
That little bit of a adjustment, it's given plenty of players time to get behind the ball from Barmera. Through it comes Jackson with it. Can't find anyone and is hurried over the boundary line. It'll be a boundary throw in right here in front of the broadcast position at centre wing.
This is 5RM Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark. Ball thrown in right over the 5RM logo. Spills forward and Brody Hill gets a kick away. Looking up for Patrol A, but it was taken by the Rovers. And it is Harry Beavis now back on the field.
Not enough pressure there from Thomas Austin. I felt he could have made that ball come to ground.
So Beavis just centres it a little bit, looking for Johnson, but a clash between two Barmera Monash players, and the Rovers are out. Ricky Garrett now inside attacking 50, looking for Herodor, spills out the back, and it's going to be Gillard off the deck. He slots it, and the Rovers kick their second. 2-2-14, the leading Barmera Monash, 1-1-7.
Wonderful bit of play there started with Liam Jackson, Lachlan Dan, and you said earlier in the day he had that X factor. That was a wonderful handball to Ricky Garrett, who was full steam going past him, and he kicked it to a pack. It was only a pack of two from each team, and Gillard at the back of the pack nestled the pack under the ball, knew where the ball was going, took the spill out the back door, and made no mistake, as opposed to what happened last week.
He's so dangerous inside forward 50. He knows where the goals are, and that's why he's one of the competition's best.
I tell you, I don't know, Ricky's one of our favourites for a few years, not being Lockie Dan, but I think it's from the big moments in the big games where that sort of legend status came from, really.
Gee, he hit the ball at speed, though, wasn't he? He was going literally flat out. Lovely handball by Jackson. This time, Barmera get the ball forward. Spilios takes the mark at half forward for Barmera and drives them inside their 50. Looking for the big fella who was up, couldn't quite pull it in. Ball came out to Patrolo, getting a few touches early. Ball comes back.
Dane Austin now gets it to Warnett.
Handball over the top. Brody Hill kicks the goal. That's 2 goals. 1, Barmera Monash trailing Renmark 2-2-14 on the very better scoreboard. Lovely response there from Barmera Monash, and a lovely chain of handballs for an easy over-the-top goal.
Well, they didn't panic, and it's very easy to in situations like that. I mean, we see it happen at the elite level all the time. So, that's great play by the Roos. That's a much-needed goal for them. 17 minutes gone.
Good play at half forward by Dane Austin there, who didn't panic, got hold of the footy. This is game on, fellas, and a pretty high standard too when they get the ball moving. They're moving that ball, both teams, up and down. They've decided to stop mucking around with around the side stuff. They're going up and down the corridor now.
It's great to see the Renmark Ovals serving up a ripper so far. Back to the middle, 17.5 minutes played. Ball spills out towards the far side, but it's the man himself, Brody Hill, that picks it up and wheels around, looks up to centre-half forward.
Lovely
Max
kick.
Patrole, great mark. It's paid. And that's a mark of the day contender.
He's an X-factor Patrole, isn't he? Often you only see him for 5-10 minutes a game in a burst, but he's come out all guns firing. Drives it deep into Barmera attack. Running out was a Renmark player. Couldn't take the ball with him. Barmera onto the left foot goes Austin. Thomas for another goal.
Renmark defence are under enormous pressure at the moment. Every time the Roos go inside 50, particularly on the deck, they're just a bit sharper.
Check out the scoreboard, guys. Look at the footy just rolling over the top. The goal signal takes Barmera Monash to 3-1-19, leading Renmark 2-2-14 on the Berry Better scoreboard. And I'm loving, they would have bought this from Berry Better maybe. You could get a TV nearly that big from Berry Better.
Well, you could make one yourself. You can rig them all up together. Sean will speak to you about it.
Sean would have a TV nearly that big in there, I reckon,
absolutely.
If you wanted one.
And you can watch it on your Lazy Boy recliner. Plenty of those in store at Berry Better right now.
And he'd deliver it for you and set it up for you as well.
Dude, he might even have a beer with you when you buy it. He's more than happy to do that. This is 5RM Riverland football. Back in the middle it goes. 18 minutes, 47 played. Umpire Todd Charlton says free kick to Barmera Monash.
Jamison Whitbourne right in the middle of the ground. They're putting the pressure on. Renmark are flooding back, trying to hang on here, boys. Drives it deep into the 50. Pack up. Ball comes out. Vader again tries to defend to Thorpe. Out it comes from defence, but not out far enough. Barmera Monash player intervenes, but Tim Blight gets hold of it, drives them clear of defence, but not that far, only up to the centre wing. Barmera bring the ball back in the middle. This time it's Rory Moore getting a few touches. Rory
now up, straight up the line.
Whitbourne again. Lockie.
I think Barmera Monash might have the Rovers on pace, just quietly. Up inside attacking 50. Mark paid? No, it wasn't.
That's
Warner brings it, reels around and finds Watke. Does umpire say not?
Must have been touched off the boot, I think.
Okay, umpire says I'll have
that was the required journey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It definitely went far enough. I thought Watke was a bit unlucky not to get a high tackle there as he's dealt with. But you're right, Lachlan Winnell. Barmera have got Renmark under all sorts of heat here at the moment in the contest more than anything.
Ball up, inside attacking 50 for the Roos. 20 minutes gone.
And no surprise to see Vader put himself straight back in the heat of the action to try and change the flow of the game.
Another stoppage, getting closer to quarter time. Umpire doesn't like something you saw in the ruck, and it's going to be a free kick to Renmark.
Zach Gartrey again.
Yeah, started the game very well, the big fella. Best ruckman in country South Australian football.
Goes wide, didn't quite hit the target, and now loose footy, still on the far boundary here at Renmark. Still hungry for it. Barmera Monash want another bite.
Renmark are under that much pressure. They're sort of individually going there, whereas Barmera are teaming up very well. Another free kick to Barmera Monash. The pressure going on.
Just outside 50. It's going to be Bonnie.
Lovely kick in, but he couldn't find his player, and that's Wolford's cut that one out, I reckon. Is it Matt Wolford?
Could be, or it could be... No, it is Ricky Garrett.
Ricky Garrett. He started well as well.
Fresh haircut for the grand final, it would appear. Goes left and out of bounds.
He took that mark low down on the ground, almost like he was screeding some concrete there, Lockie.
Well, interesting one. Normally pretty good with the disposal, but not that time around.
In comes the ball, long, looking to the Jamison Whitbourne up in front of the pack, and will get the free kick for an over the shoulder.
This could hurt Renmark here.
Maybe not Jamison, the player behind him that came through the pack.
That is
it's Austin. Yeah, both those Austin boys, Dane and Thomas, playing well. Thomas with the goal, this time Dane a chance to get himself on the scoreboard.
Well, familiar with the oval. Played a lot of games here.
Familiar with a lot of their opponents too.
Made the trip to Barmera last year.
On the left foot, drives it down the middle. Accuracy doesn't look a problem, distance just a problem. The mark's been hauled down by Barmera Monash right in the goal square, but the umpire's saying touched, he's going to ball it up. That was big Mitch Wellington, hauled that ball out of the pack, but not paid the mark. Up it goes in the goal square, the ball up. Out it comes to Barmera Monash player, number 14, John O'Beach. John O'Beach kicks the goal. Kicks Barmera's fourth goal, takes them to 4-1-25, leading Renmark 2-2-14.
Some danger signs early for the Renmark Rovers. We know they can respond. They've had some quiet quarters this year, but they wouldn't want to let any more go through now. 11-point margin so far. 3
goals in a row to the Roos. Scenes reminiscent of the first quarter and the second semi where they burst out to a 6-0-0 lead. This time it's only 4-2, but it's still a margin, and they're kicking perhaps against the flow.
Yeah, I mean, the breeze is pretty still here, but yeah, I think they're just doing Renmark for pace at the moment. Whitbourne's been huge in the middle of the ground too.
Sure has. And Watke getting a little bit, and not to mention the veteran Brodie Hill. He's had some seriously good possessions.
And he's on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Umpire Cameron Scott puts the ball up in the air. Thumping tap from Gartrey, but it didn't go that far. Head over the ball. The Renmark Rovers were... Chris Bonnie's calling for a holding the ball, but umpire says no.
This has got signs of the 23 grand final in the tackling pressure that Barmera are putting on Renmark.
So Barmera Monash have nearly kicked more goals now than they did in that whole game. But
yeah,
anyway.
but the tackling pressure they put on, they just gave Renmark nowhere to go that day. What was it?
5-5, 35.
To 6, nothing. 5-4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Vader gets hold of the football but can't get clear of the pack.
If we think about that game in terms of a scale, it was the first quarter that set up that for the Roos.
It sure did.
Because they just locked it down after that.
Tell you, Rory Moore has started well, fellas. A lot of Barmera players have, and they're trying to put a bit of an impression on the game.
Could be a contender for the Young Charger this afternoon. Of course, those awards still apply in finals. Ball up. Butterworth now on half-back. The kick was smothered. Zunic tried to get a kick away for Renmark, and now the Rovers go on the attack. Declan Johnson inside 50, off the side of the boot. It's wobbling to the boundary. Gillard's trying to keep it in. The umpire's going to say here it was touch. Umpire says throw it in.
That ball came from Garrett too to Declan Johnson. Garrett getting lots of good touches in there.
So ball in. 25 around from the Rovers goal. Getting close to quarter time. 24 minutes played. Ball in, locked in front of it. Stacks on, and we're going to get another ball up.
Geez, Renmark would love a goal before quarter time, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they really almost need one, don't they, to steal some momentum back. Because it's been all Barmera for the last 15 minutes of this quarter. They've really... Here it comes. Ball comes out. Nice mark taken there by Jamison Whitbourne, who's probably, along with Zach Gartery, looking at best on ground on us at this stage. Shoots the ball out wide. Finds Rory Moore. He's had many, many possessions already at half-back for Barmera. He's slowed it down a bit. He's going to look down the wing towards the scoreboard side.
That's gone out in the full.
Yeah.
It into the Tigers fans there, it looks like.
So that ball's still 2 good kicks away from goal. It looks like Dan Wolford to bring this back in.
Zunic.
Zunic it is.
Siren.
And there's the siren, albeit very quiet. Takes us to quarter time. Barmera Monash 4-1-25, leading Renmark 2-2-14 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
This is 5RM footy. More after this. '25 Riverland Football League Grand Final. It is a close one early. The Renmark Rovers trailed 2-2-14. Barmera Monash 4-1-25. Nobby Norton and Lockie Dan, you are both alongside me. What a game we have.
It sure is, and great start. Renmark bounced out of the gates, did all the attacking, and looked like they were taking a nice, comfortable grasp on the game when they were 2-1 up. But goals to Hill, Austin and Beach in succession have wrestled back the lead, and Barmera really, it was reward for all the forward effort they had. They would have had the ball up there forward 50 for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're right, and capitalising on that. Rory Hill, Matt Watkey, Jamison Whitbourne, I think, has been the best player on the ground. If the medal was probably handed out at quarter time, he'd be leading it.
Gartery.
Yeah, Rory Moore's been good too for the Roos. Ricketts and Wellington for me. Gartery, as you mentioned, for Renmark. Ricky Garrett, brilliant. Tim Wolford, really good. Nick Gillard had that goal, and he's been lively. And Matt Wolford's driving them into attack with Trevor Thorpe. I just wanted to mention as well, in the 2022 Grand Final, Ricky Garrett best on. 2024 was Tim Wolford. 2023 was Sam D. Michelle, who is obviously no longer with the Roos.
DMC.
SDM.
SDM,
he was one of... Lockie Daniel. No, he was one of your predecessors' favourites, though. Ben Lennon.
Yeah, I had to shorten his name.
Former editor, yeah, SDM.
I couldn't say it, so it had to be SDM.
That's been taken over by BVO.
Yep. No, goal kickers for the game today. All single goal kickers for Barmera Monash, Brodie Hill, Thomas Austin and Jonathan Beach and Joe Ricketts, all singles. That's therefore for Renmark. Adrian Herodor kicked first goal of the match, and Nick Gillard with a single as well. Boys, crowd taking a bit of time to clear here, and it's a big crowd here at the Renmark Oval for the 2025 RFL Grand Final, brought to you by McDonald's Renmark.
Yes, absolutely. Great to see. Good crowd in. Umpires, which is always the case in grand finals, and I think it's just part of the course, just waiting for the crowds to clear. But that's what you get at a grand final here in the Riverland, and I know there's been some other teams that have played throughout the morning, or clubs that have been here, and it's good to see a lot of their supporters have stuck around for the big game.
But looking at the seconds team with their premiership medals on, just cruising out of the change rooms. They're out a quarter earlier than I would have been if I was in there. But all got their Guernseys. I think they're up for a new set of Guernseys next year, Barmera.
Ball out of the middle, it was tackled. Now Beach gets the hands out to Albrecht, who goes to right half forward, but Morgan Edwards for the Rovers on the intercept. Just looking for a teammate. He's got Harrison Brown on a short lead. Who mops it up and rakes it in. Right in front of the Rovers headquarters here.
Albrecht sporting a sharp new D for the grand final.
That's a sea of royal blue and white over there. Goes down the line to Lellman.
He's one of their players that's going to have to lift Lachlan Dan to get him back into this game.
Yeah, certainly. It's probably the first time all year I've had him as one of their quieter ones.
Zunic getting a bit of the ball, takes the mark on centre wing. They've had 4 possessions here and moved the ball about 30 metres. In long it goes into the forward lines this time. Up goes big fella Wellington. Couldn't get hold of it. Gillard got it out. Sampson to Wellington. Another handball out to Justin Bonney with a bit of room to move for Barmera. Looks up and finds Albrecht in the middle. Takes the handball over the top to Lucas Warnett. Handball's in the middle to the big fella Wellington running through. Drives the ball into the forward lines with a screw punt. A wobbly helicopter ball, which Thomas Austin meets and takes a chest mark 20 metres out from goal. Not necessarily a direct pass, but a forward volley.
Well, in recent weeks for the Roos, it's been Dane Austin who's been the key man in attack. Beach has been a little bit quieter, and has Tom as well. So it's good to see Tom up and about early today.
Yeah, they're playing. They've come to play, haven't they, in the forward lines. The Barmera forward line.
So kick from, 35, 40 out on a slight angle. It's kicked to the left. It's coming back.
Not enough.
Not enough.
I don't know why I thought that was going to go through.
Yeah, well, it's the angle we're on, Lachlan Dan.
4-2-26, Barmera Monash, Renmark 2-2-14.
Yeah.
Very better scoreboard.
Good movement of the football, though, by Barmera. They're going one handball, one kick down the middle. Matt Wolford takes the ball out of defence, out to the far side. Series of handballs for Renmark from Morgan Edwards, out to the wing, up it comes. Mark taken at centre wing by, I reckon that's
Caden Gartery
all the way down the ground there.
Goes up the line, looking for Stockman. Couldn't quite shark it in, and now it's Butterworth for Barmera Monash. Out to Burton, up to left half forward. Oh, no, good defensive mark taken there for the Rovers in Tim Blight.
Clever work by the veteran. Held his player under the ball with his body and took the mark. Gets up, chips it to Dan Wolford. Not far enough, so Wolford has to handball it back to Blight, who now drives the ball long down the wing. That's cut out this time by, I reckon that's it's Fraser Sampson over there, isn't it?
Yeah, the Roos coach.
Yep.
It's multiple Renmark Rovers premiership player as well. Straight down the line to a bit of a wild old contest. Joey Ricketts out the back, gets the handball out.
The Beach. Handballs again.
And a shot at goal.
Stevie Burton. He makes no mistake and kicks the first goal of the second quarter, Steve Burton. takes Barmera to 5-2-32, leading Renmark 2-2-14. Starting to get to be a sizable lead there.
Yeah, a phenomenal start for the Barmera Monash Roos, it's got to be said. And something we haven't seen that much between these two sides this year, in the fact that it's Barmera Monash that have hit the front early and are really putting the pressure on Rovers. It's almost been the opposite of this all season. It's
not only pressure on the loose ball up the ground, it's pressure once the ball gets into their forward line. The Renmark backs are getting no room to rebound it.
What do we do here? Ball back in the middle.
Beach up on the wing with Zunic.
Tap in the middle, didn't really go that far. Umpire says holding on. It's going to be a free kick to Lockie Lellman in the middle for the Rovers. You're going to have to make something out of this.
He's trying to drag him back in. He's doing his best. Drives it long into the forward lines, into the 50, but only as far as Mitch Wellington up first. Handball down. Out comes Barmera. This time William Cowling looks up, sets Jack Ulbrich a fairly big task. Matt Wackey runs onto the football for Barmera. Dodges, weaves. Through comes Burton off half-back. Drives them deep into attack and gets Austin, this time Dane, on a long lead in a lot of space, who takes the mark on his chest, 3 metres clear of his opponent.
Tell you what, there'd be some excited Barmera Monash fans here this afternoon already.
The way they're transitioning the ball is the key to this game at the moment. I mean, they're just moving it freely off of half-back.
That was reminiscent of last night, watching the big fella from Hawthorn come out and Gunston and just click him. Austin, this time he doesn't make the mistake his brother makes. He puts it straight through the middle, and Dane Austin gets onto the scoreboard. Takes Barmera to 6-2-38, leading Renmark 2-2-14. I can't help but feel, fellas, after that second semi, they will not be letting Renmark reel this in like they did in the last game.
Yeah, fair few fans here for the Austin brothers this afternoon, and they're putting on a show so far today.
Good play by Burton there. He burned through the middle and got that ball forward as quick as he could.
Renmark will come back into this, though. You can't rule them out early.
No, certainly not. We've seen that all too many times here in Riverland football.
Not ruling him out. There's 2.5 quarters to go, and there's by far 2.5 quarters of the game to be won. Lellman again in the middle, tries to get his hand on it. Gathered back in by Trent Ogle. He slips it across through the wing goes. I reckon that was number 14.
Done it again. Austin, Mark, inside 50, had to dive for it, but he outstretched his opponent, and he's going to go back for a shot on goal.
That was Lachlan Marks that went through with that football.
Pretty much the same angle, just a little bit closer to goal this time round.
Tell you what, he's looked a bit of a revelation. He started off in his A-grade career basically in the forward pocket and was starved of space. Now they've taken him up ground onto a wing, and he's using the footy. In he comes again, makes no mistake. Oh no, he has. Crossed to the left. The umpire gave us the clue, tapped his chest. It looked like it was going to go straight through Dane Austin.
He might have started celebrating before he'd kicked that goal. So
6-3-39, Barmera Monash, Renmark 2-2-14 on the very better scoreboard.
Renmark holding on here and looking for a way forward.
You're going to have to find some options soon. Matt Wolford to bring it back into play. Goes
Lovely
short,
kick.
Finds Garrett. A bit of a quiet start to this quarter. You need some effort out of him, that is for sure. Goes to the dummy handball and had to get it on quickly to Harrison Brown, who turned and kicked it. And it's been pushed out of bounds. And we'll get a ball in, 80 around from the Roos goal.
25-point margin as well at the moment. That's just crept away from the Rovers pretty quickly.
Yeah, the long arm of Wellington coming across the spoil out of bounds. Wellington playing that kick behind the play like a resting ruckman. Ball comes out. Hill takes the ball, lost his feet, couldn't quite get it to anyone. Renmark player legged a bit there, but did seem to get away with it. It was Chris Bonney had him by the leg. Up it goes again. Bonney in the ruck. Gets the kick out of ruck. Lellman again doing everything he possibly can to get Renmark back into this game. Ball comes forward, but Justin Bonney comes through half-back all on his own, looks up, finds Jack Ulbrich at centre-half forward for Barmera Monash. Plenty of space.
Got Rory Moore running for it, but he's ignored that and goes inside 50. I think he's looking for Austin again. Spills over the back. Joey Ricketts from the pocket. Whoa! It's the post.
Gee, that would have been the goal of the day, Lockie, if he'd managed to put that one through. But a very handy point, just the same.
Too true. 26 points on the very better scoreboard. That is the margin. Barmera Monash with the advantage.
Ball comes out of the back lines, looking for Morgan Edwards. He couldn't get hold of it, rushed over. It'll be a boundary throw in, about 40 metres out from the Barmera goals, over on the town side. Barmera putting everything on Renmark here. Renmark not having a lot of answers other than to just hang on.
It's certainly an interesting lineup, that is for sure. We haven't seen this that many times. Renmark now still inside their defensive 50, can't quite clear it out. And the tackling pressure, Nobby, phenomenal.
Yeah, that last passage of play where you saw Bonnie run through half-back through the middle, that rebound, that's what'll hurt if Barmera are given that opportunity. This time, Wolford, Matthew, handballs out, Vader. Goes one way, tries to go the other, has to go onto his left foot. Shoots the ball out to the wing, but who's in the way? Joey Ricketts with the footy. Shrugs off the tackle, slams it on his boot, slams Barmera back into attack. But Vader takes a second grab mark. Nice mark at half-back.
That's a brilliant mark from Vader. They need more from him. He wants to go backwards, which is interesting.
Took Brown. Brown right in the goal square. Goes across even further to Morgan Edwards. Gives him the lead on the other half-back. They've transitioned it with 3 kicks. Ball out towards Dan Wolford. Tries to get a handle on it on the wing, but out of bounds it goes off hands for a throw-in.
Great pressure from Trent Ogle there. Yep. Stopped Wolford just running onto that with ease.
I reckon he's tagging him up. But look at the names that we're calling from Barmera. Josh Vader, Matt Wolford, Lachlan Wellman, Ricky Garrett, all their guns. Where are the rest of the team? That's what they need, the rest of them to jump up.
They're going to be still inside Barmera Monash now. Left half forward, finds Beach on a lead. Outside the attacking 50, but he's going to go back and just try to set this one up. Goes short inside. Mark taken. Lucas Warnett. Great stuff from the youngster.
Standing in front of the pack while everyone was coming at him, and he dragged that ball down. That might just have got himself onto the podium for the mark of the day, Lockie Winnell, the 5RM.com mark of the day.
Could have really got best first year player this week at the League Awards night, Monday night.
Didn't make the team of the year though.
No, he's still a Royal Commission about to be launched into that one. Especially if he kicks this from a wide angle. Looks good. He slotted that. And that, I reckon, is the new clubhouse leader for the goal of the day for Berry Better. That takes Barmera Monash now out to 7-4-46. Renmark 2-2-14. The Rovers looking for answers. Barmera Monash have got all the systems required so far.
Young footballer like Lucas Warnett, who's just taken the gong for the Riverland's best first-year player. He'd be on everyone's shopping list, other teams, wouldn't you, if you're trying to attract a young footballer to your club?
You're probably right there, Nobby.
Don't think the Roos would let him go too easily, though, somehow.
Back in the middle it is.
Just
11 minutes gone.
If you were looking for a player, he might be the one.
11 minutes gone. Ball back in the middle. Gartrey has to have a double bounce at it and couldn't quite get it. Bonnie for Barmera Monash up to
lovely mark,
half forward, but
defensive.
Yeah, Harrison Brown, that's a good mark. Harrison Brown there just holding up on half back for the Rovers. He's going to go grandstand side, looking for Tim Wolford. Butterworth with the spoil. Jenke now for Renmark, gets front and centre, gets a handball out to Zunic. He goes up the line looking for Gillard. Tried to mark it one-handed, under a lot of pressure from Saxton Mitchell. Hanging on, but you know what? Probably got out of that all right because it allows Barmera Monash to set up.
Yeah, a lot of pressure going on to the Renmark forwards and not able to get a clear run at the footy. Nice kick by Gillard into centre half forward, punched out. Jamison Whitbourne takes the ball, looks for Jack Ulbrich in the middle. He cops a high tackle. It wasn't on purpose. It's just part of the ball from Brown. Ulbrich, who's sort of playing centre, in the centre circle.
So it goes to the right forward flank, pushed out there, Beach. Now it's Dan Wolford there that dives on it and wraps it in, and we'll get a ball up on the attacking 50 for the Roos.
Gee, the pressure the Barmera Monash forwards are putting on the Renmark defenders to hold that ball in is the difference in the game, fellas.
Ball up in the air, Gartrey, a thumping tap, but no one really to run onto it other than Steve Burton for Barmera Monash, who picks up and goes around the corner. And Tim Blight there for the Renmark Rovers takes the intercept.
Yeah, the fact that guys like Blight and also Morgan Edwards have been called so much and in the play, it shows you the pressure Renmark are under, their defence.
Down the line from Blight, not really to a target, to a contest.
Nice
good mark taken from Zunic.
He's one of their better players at the moment, him and Lelman.
Starting to lift, down the line. Declan Johnson the target. Couple of roos got in the way, and now Butterworth front and centre gets a pass-out kick to Albrecht. Had to hold up. Now goes
Lovely
to
kick
centre
across the
half
ground.
forward, and Max Petrole on a lead. Left his opponent, probably had a good 3 metres on him. Now goes to the left forward pocket, looking for a target, unable to mark it. Renmark are going to clear this one out, Nobby Norton.
Yeah, Barmera using the space of the ground, aren't they? Making sure they kick to space. And also taking some really good field marks. Here they come, back up in the middle, straight to the wrong bloke you want to kick it to, though, to Gartery from Renmark. He couldn't drag it in.
They're probably just not as clean as they would like to be at the moment, the Rovers, are they?
No, and that's because of the pressure they've been put under. Their backs have been put under by the Barmera forwards. They're not getting that easier kick out to be clean with it. This time a couple of handballs. Ball back into the middle. Be another ball up right in the middle of the ground here. Barmera Monash leading by 32 points on the Berry Better scoreboard.
Ball up in the centre. Harry Beavis for the Renmark Rovers. Got his hands on it, but he was wrapped up as soon as he had it. And a ball up we will have.
Case in point, straight away, wrapped up. As soon as he got possession of it, he was wrapped up there. This time by Lachlan Marks. He's playing a good game, the young fella.
Still another ball up. Hasn't gone that far. Matt Wolford tries to clear it out, but unsuccessful. Another one.
A period of play here where no one can get clean possession of the ball. We're getting a bit of a rugby maul type thing, but no one able to get hold of it. Gartery thumps the ball out, but Steve Burton hit the ball at pace there, but couldn't get a handle on it. Dan Wolford gets it onto his left foot, shoots it out towards the wing. It was Ricky Garrett, actually. Garrett this time out towards Nicholas Stockman. Tries to go around a couple. Dan Wolford, handballs, back to Stockman. Drives Renmark into attack. Nice little chip kick looking for Tim Wolford, but cut out by William Cowling from Barmera Monash at half-back.
He goes straight back where it came from. Brody Hill couldn't quite mark it. Now Lellman for the Rovers. Oh, the ball was knocked out of his hands, loose in the middle. Albrecht for the Barmera Monash Roos. Had it and was taken high, and he's going to get the free kick in the middle.
Paid a dangerous tackle, I think.
Yeah.
Handballs quickly to Mitch Wellington inside, attacking 50 for the Roos. Loose footy front and centre. No one's able to mock this one in. Couple of...
Boys, in that last passage of play, you saw Lellman about to run off half-back. Brody Hill was absolutely laying on the ground, reached out with a hand and just flicked the ball out of his hand as he went past. It's that effort that's typifying the difference between Barmera and Renmark at the moment.
Gartery taps to space. Wolford, Tim runs onto it, but a free kick's going to be paid here to the Barmera Monash Roos.
Yeah.
Whitbourne.
Yep. He started the game in excellent fashion in the first quarter. He's starting to work back into it. I think he might have picked up a little bit of attention after such a good first quarter.
32 points the margin.
Series of changes being made here. Albrecht, who's had a great second quarter, comes from the ground for a rest. On goes Matt Watke in his spot. Ball long from Whitbourne. Distance no problem. Accuracy the problem. 1 point only. Barmera Monash 7-5-47, leading Renmark 2-2-14 on the Berry Better scoreboard. 5 goals plus. It's going to be hard.
They've kicked 6 in a row too, the Roos.
Yeah, 16 and a half minutes played. Second quarter Riverland footy on 5RM for McDonald's Renmark. It's going to be the Rovers that bring this one out. And they go grandstand side. Tim Belight's going to try and get his hands. Gartery flew over the top, nearly out of bounds, but the Rovers keep it in. Declan Johnson couldn't take it cleanly, wrapped up by a couple of roos and a free kick paid.
Lucky to get
Declan
it there,
Johnson.
But he was the only one playing for the ball. You duck the chutney a bit, but it was there.
So it's going to be Declan Johnson, half-back, goes to a contest. Butterworth for Barmera couldn't quite get his hands on it completely. Spills forward. Now Lockie Lellman, can he get the sit? He can. Gets the dish out, handball to Anspach. He's got no one in front of him. Has to wheel back round, finds Stockman. He's going to go inside centre, looking for Dan Wolford. Spills over the back. Tim Wolford's got the sit. Gets a handball out, or gets a kick away rather,
Harry
and
Beavis
finds
takes
Harry
him up.
Beavis on the other forward flank. Rovers are still under pressure here. Beavis now just drives it inside 50, and when a team is under pressure, that happens because Barmera Monash, easy mark for Steve Burton. They're going to clear it out.
Burton, who's working up and down the corridor, finds Justin Bonney over at halfback. Comes out to Sam Butterworth on the wing. No one within 10 metres of Sam Butterworth. Takes an uncontested mark, looks up, takes the ball into the middle to Austin, to Dane. They're moving the ball quite well, aren't they, Barmera?
They're in total control in defence as well. That's just probably just panic from the Rovers, the way they entered that last forward
Looks for
50.
Beach.
Now they're inside.
Oh, mark not paid. wheels around, looking for a player in the forward pocket. Umpire's going to say holding on, and it's going to be a free kick played to the Rovers.
The non-mark was a good call by the ump because it come off his teammate.
And
on the way through.
That free kick was there too.
It was a good call. Ball comes out in the back pocket to Tim Wolford from Renmark. Renmark under all sorts of pressure here at the 18.5-minute point on the Ricatera wine room clock in this quarter. Can't get it out of their defence. Barmera just holding. I mean, look at Hill there again. Was on his knees and still tried to bring Garrett down. It was only Mitch Wellington with a clumsy tackle that gave him that free kick.
That's that grand final experience, isn't it?
Yep, he is just putting it in.
Goes inboard slightly. Herodor and Gartree both sort of argue for it in the mark, but it's Butterworth that dived on it, got his hands, holding the ball cold, and he did have a couple of scoops at that, so that was probably there.
No, that was a good call because he did get an opportunity, but he couldn't see anyone, so he held it. Went again. Matt Wolford wrapped him up, got the free kick for holding the ball.
Wolford now just holding up. 19 minutes 20 played. Goes boundary side, finds Herodor.
First time he's been called this quarter and probably since early stages of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether they should throw him into the back line.
Yeah.
Goes up to the attacking 50. No clean mark taken. Barmera Monash, that tackling pressure evident again, and they lock it down.
The question would be, how could Trent Ogle tackle someone high? He's the shortest man on the ground.
Oh, free kick paid here.
But he's tackled Nick Stockman high. The umpire's paid it. He looks up, chips it in the pocket looking for Gillard, but cut out by
Steve Burton, and he's done that a couple of times.
He is covering some ground, isn't he, Steve? He's doing some of the 1%ers for the Barmera Monash team, up and down the middle of the ground, giving him the burst forward, but also running back to give him that extra body behind the ball.
It's a pretty warm afternoon here at Renmark, it's got to be said. Might be deceiving. Ball in, still inside attacking 50 for the Rovers. Stockman got a handball to a pack. Now Hill in there. Now Zunic. They're all trying to have a crack at this one. Pretty messy stuff, and we're getting the ball up.
Yes, it's the game has Renmark trying to just curb Barmera's influence here, and the only way they can do it is by turning into a bit of a wrestle for 5 minutes.
33 points the margin. Now Lelman then gets a kick away. Really a kick and hope inside 50, but mark taken by Rory
Moore. Yes, that's just gone to the head of the mark of the day.
He's having a good game, Rory Moore.
Yep.
Looks for Patrol, but then Beach flew up for it. It went the back, clean bowled the lot. Anspatch tries to guide it out of bounds, and so does Warnett. For Barmera Monash, and we'll get a ball in.
Yeah, Butterworth also getting some key possessions this quarter as well, as is Jack Albrecht. They've moved the ball well. Really, you go through the Barmera lineup, they're all doing a bit, all finding some space. Renmark, you go back, it's the same names again. You know, Vader, Wolford, Lelman, Zunic.
Ball in. There's Bonnie there that got a kick away. Great courage there from Lelman. Running with the flight of the ball, got the mark, and he's got 25 for his effort. And he said a few words there to Dane Austin.
Former teammates.
Yeah. Ball gets centred across to Tim Wolford at centre half forward for Renmark. He gets on with it. Goes wide looking for a lead from Gillard. But right with him was his opponent. Comes out with the football. That was Mitchell, and it was a great play by Mitchell. The team of the year full-back. Well picked, Lockie Dan.
Now it's Harrison Brown trying to fight off three players. Holding the ball was called. He really had no other option there.
No, it's the pressure applied by the Roos, and out with the free kick comes Jamison Whitbourne. Chips it across. Finds Justin Bonney.
The Roos now just trying to lock this one down at half-time, you'd think. Inboard to Wellington.
Yeah. Easy. They're just not wanting to give this ball back at all. It was Justin Bonney. Chipped it across to Wellington. Wellington going down the middle, kicking it as far as he can into the forward lines. Now, Austin Watke handballs over the top. Finds Burton. He slams it onto his boot and kicks another impressive goal.
7 in a row to the Roos.
When luck's on your side, it's on your side. Not saying that you have to be in the right spot at the right time, but it's going the way of the Roo this afternoon, that is for sure. A 39-point margin, 8-5-53. Renmark 2-2-14. Renmark, no score this quarter so far.
That goal from Burton is often how you see him kick the ball and you think, he snapped it out of the pack. But that's his style. It's very similar to the goal he kicked in the second semi-final that put him in front.
He's got 2 in the quarter too.
Yeah. He has, and he's done a heap of work in defence as well. Going very well is Steve Burton. as are most of his teammates, to set up this big margin towards the end of the second quarter. Oh, out of the middle comes
It's Jenky.
Into the middle. There's a change.
Spills up, but
Cut
it's
out
going to
by
be Bonnie drives it wide. Foot race to the boundary. Trevor Thorpe for the Rovers just dives on it, keeps it in, handballs. Now the Rovers might have another bite here.
Garrett
inside attacking 50, looking for Gillard, and they find him. He's on a fair angle here. He wanted to pass it off straight away, but then thought twice about it.
Left foot snap coming up here.
That ability for Gillard to hit the ball at speed and then reach straight up to the highest point.
Boy, do they need this to end a run of 7.
Very hard to stop when he gets a ball out in front of him like that.
Right in front of the Barmera Monash faithful here at Renmark. He wheels around.
They like it.
He's got it.
He's kicked the goal.
Renmark get a third. Gillard gets his second.
There was a nervous wait for that one.
Could that be the one they needed to just spark them a little bit?
Oh, absolutely, Lockie Dan. And as after the sort of series of fortune kicking last week for goal, he's rectified that. He's come out and he's kicked, to my take, 2-goal-1 today, right on line. And that was the goal that they really needed.
24 and a half minutes gone second term. Barmera Monash lead cut back to 33 points. If the Rovers can get another one into half-time, they'll be full of belief, won't they?
Yeah, it's only 4 goals, isn't it?
I think we might have an umpire here that may have done an injury.
Tony Florence.
We might have to call on the sub.
Tony's done a hammy.
So back to the middle it goes.
I reckon that's his season done.
Back to the middle it goes, and another ball up. And
on comes Blake Kasolki to take his place.
Tony Florence there holding that hamstring. So, yes, I think you are right, Nubby Norton. He is done.
Here it is, Vader out of the middle. Keeps the ball on his left foot, drives her into attack. Oh, that mark should have been taken by Renmark.
Siren.
And the siren sounds to go to half-time with Barmera Monash 8-5-53, leading Renmark 3-2-20 on the Berry Better scoreboard. And that siren has halted their momentum.
This is 5RM footy. Here we are, second half of the Riverland Football League 2025 Grand Final about to get underway. Ball up in the air with the umpires, and we will recap the first half in a second, but it's a good tap from Renmark, but Steve Burton from Barmera Monash gets it on the boot straight away up to half forward. Mark not taken, still paddling forward. The Roos starting this quarter like they finished the last. Inboard kick from Watke finds Spilios. 40 out directly in front, Nobby Norton.
Herodor starting in the back lines this half.
Yeah, good move for mine. Good move. But Spilios is a beautiful kick. He'll back himself here. The only thing that'll bother him might be distance.
Yeah, just getting some scores through from the Pringa Oval not far away, where Wonka 9-5-59 are leading BSR 5-8-38 by 21 points at three-quarter time. So the Bulldogs potentially on their way to the grand final to play against Murrayville.
Spilios has the kick, and he's hooked it to the right. A minor score for the Barmera Monash Roos takes them to 8-5-53.
Goal scorers so far in the game: Steve Burton with 2 goals, singles to Brodie Hill, Dane Austin, Thomas Austin, Lucas Warnett, Jonathan Beach and Joe Ricketts for Barmera. For Renmark, Gillard with 2 and Adrian Herodor with the other goal.
So it's
when you're 33 points down at half time, or 34 points down at half time, you've got to chip it away, don't you? You can't get them all in one quarter. You've got to get maybe 3 this quarter and then 3 in the last to try and get the victory. But Barmera have started so well again. Here he is, Vader, the Willis medalist, trying to get his team back into it. Tim Wolford, handball to Lachlan Lillman, who I think is their best player at the moment. He chips the ball across and finds Blight at half-back, runs off him, takes it back on his right foot this time and laces out Declan Johnson at the wing. He steps up, kicks it further to Lillman, getting his 3rd possession in 100 metres.
Yeah, what a player he has become. Scoreboard hasn't quite started ticking over in this last quarter. Third quarter.
That ball goes down the forward flank. Liam Jackson takes the mark on the forward flank for Renmark, drives them deep into attack, but cut out this time by Mitch Wellington. He's been a bit of a force for Barmera in that back play, those big hands. And you can see what they've come out, the strategy they've come out with is run Bonnie with Gartery as long as they can and play Mitch Wellington behind the ball.
So the ball's going to spill out of bounds. We'll get a ball in. 2.5 minutes played.
Burton started this quarter very well as well, and probably their best player and perhaps the best player on the ground. Jamison Whitbourne also playing well. There's a whole lot of good players for Barmera. Renmark relying on the 5 or 6 that normally do it. Sampson shoots the ball out of defence for Barmera towards Joe Ricketts at half forward. Gives him a contest, but Herodor runs off half back for Renmark. Unfortunately, handballed out to a teammate who got chopped out by Watke from Barmera. He kicks Barmera into attack, goes wide looking for Ricketts in the space. Ricketts gets hold of it, handballs out, but only to Renmark player.
Now it's going to be Josh Vader who turns around with the ball, looks up the line, thought about a bounce, then thought against it. Couldn't quite hit the target in Caden Gartree, and now Mitch Wellington on halfback for Barmera Monash. Shoots it up to Watke, who just holds up at the far wing.
Wellington is Gartery's direct opponent, and you've got to say he's had the best of him. Oh, lovely mark taken there in front by Austin. Warnett, is it? Yep. Best first-year player for Riverland footy this year. Oh, shoots the ball in, looking for Austin. He reached up but couldn't bring it in. Out it comes towards Steve Burton again, is it?
Rory Moore with that one, and that's gone through for a minor score. So, minor score there for the Barmera Monash Roos.
Ball comes
that takes it to 8-7-55 to my calculations.
Ball comes out of defence for Renmark, up to the wing, looking for Gillard on a long lead. Couldn't pull it in. Remember we were here in the minor round. Oh, free kick given away by Gillard. This time to Saxton. Mitchell will take the free kick on the wing for Barmera and drive him back into attack. Remember when we saw Gillard earlier in the year when he came off injured with a pec injury? I don't reckon he's shaken that. No. He was up for one arm with that mark.
Ball spills forward with Dan Wolford that clears it out off half-back. Looks up, but it's been intercepted from William Cowling, who turns the middle and sees Wellington, who's got a couple of metres on his opponent there in Josh Vader. Dishes it out to Butterworth, who casually kicks it inside 50. Watke couldn't quite grab it in. He dragged it back in. What's the umpire going to say here? Lucky says, I don't have it, and umpire says, that's all right, we'll ball it up. 45 out, or 50 out.
Disguised that perfectly, Matt Lucky.
Pushed it out from under his arm and laid flat on the ground.
Yeah.
Beach does the ruck work, taps it down. No one really running onto it yet. Now Herodor for Renmark. Dishes it out to Blight. He was under pressure. The ball got put back into his chest. Then he gets it on the boot. But it's Barmera Monash to get their hands on it in Beach. He spits it out wide and finds Joey Ricketts right on the 50.
Shows you how well you're going. That ball was fumbled by Moore, fumbled into the hands of Jonathan Beach, who hit Ricketts on the chest. When you got players at the fall of the ball, helping each other and teaming, that's the sort of result you get.
So Ricketts on a fair angle here. Going to be kicking from outside 50. He's going to back himself in.
New scoreboard's looking great, fellas, but the clock ain't working so great.
Kicks it to the top of the square. They all fly up. No one there front and centre to run it goal. Ball still scout now. And umpire says, I'll have it. We'll ball it up.
Can someone please turn that Ricketera wine room clock on? We can't see it from here.
The Ricketera wine room clock's working right next to me, Nobby.
You've got that, Lockie.
Yeah, we're right here. This is 5RM footy. Jackson now for Renmark. Vader off inside defensive 50. Now Wolford, but there he is again. Sam Butterworth, front and centre. Lovely lace out left kick on the left to Spilios. Now inside 50. Umpire's going to straighten him up here for a set shot.
All 36 players on ground are in the Barmera forward line.
I think there might be someone looking for a Control-Alt-Delete for the scoreboard here at the moment. But I'm sure the team at Renmark will fix that soon.
Butterworth comes off for a rest. Ogle back on for Barmera.
Spilios
ball goes into the square.
To the top of the square. Front and centre. Calling holding the ball, but umpire says, I'll have it. 6.5 minutes played.
I can tell you it's 3 minutes past 4.
Third quarter,
Australian
Riverland.
Central Standard Time.
Third quarter, 5RM.
Yes.
Minor score to the Barmera Monash Roos.
Takes them to 8-6-54.
8-8.
8-8. So scoreboard's not even working at all.
8-8,
56, leading Renmark 3-2-20 on the Berry Better scoreboard. A 6-goal advantage to the Barmera Monash Roos. Tim Wolford takes it at second bite. That was a pretty courageous mark here. Still in the back lines. They can't get it clear of the defence. Shoots it out to his brother Dan at half-back. He's run down and corralled by Rory Moore from Barmera and forced to kick again.
Spilios coming off for a quick rest for Barmera Monash.
Up it goes down the wing. Looking for the big fellas. Punched from behind by Wellington. Couldn't get it clear. Gillard has a crack. Herodor takes the ball but couldn't break free. He looks a lot better at half-back, Lockie Den.
Yeah, he looks more comfortable to me.
Ball up, broadcast wing. Bonnie grabbed it out of the ruck and went to kick it, but didn't get it on the boot, and that is holding the ball.
Complete fresh area.
Disposal,
yep. Incorrect disposal. Quick handball to Gillard. He looks up, drives the ball into the forward line to big fella Zach Gartery. Now there's the move, fellas. Caden Gartery's gone into the ruck. Gillard's gone up the ground and they've stationed Zach Gartery as a permanent tall forward.
Well, I was going to say that where Gillard kicked the ball to is probably where he would have wanted to have been. But Zach Gartery was there, so, geez, he'd want to kick this.
Yeah, good change up here by Coach Josh Vader at halftime, but it has to be put on the scoreboard.
Kicks from 45 out. I think the wind's got it, and that's gone through for a minor score for Renmark.
Kick also had a little bit of left to right on it. Didn't help.
Takes Renmark to 3-3-21.
A little bit of slice. Have to get that top hand over.
Barmera Monash clear it out to the right. And they're just going to hold up on half-back here.
Burton again at half-back getting the kicks.
That's Moore.
Sorry.
Yep.
He's had a great game too, Rory Moore.
I'm just very happy with the work of Sam Butterworth in this quarter. I think he's been huge. They needed a bit of a calming presence in this quarter because Renmark were always going to come out firing. They got to bite into a lead that is now 35 points. So, well done by the skipper.
Yeah, he's trying to calm the farm. Another punch out. This time, Renmark. Gillard up on ball, comes through again with it. Lovely deep long kick, but straight down the throat of Mitch Wellington. He's had a good game. He looks up, clears it out the half-back to Moore. He's given him heaps off half-back today.
I think he's been Barmera's best this quarter, for my books anyway.
Yeah, look, Barmera don't have to hurry this. They can just keep possession of it, which they have. Shoots the ball across, this time to Jono Beach. He's come down ground to help out in the back lines. He finds Matt Wackey on the wing, gets on with it quickly. It's the only way he knows how to play, Matt Wackey. Finds Whitbourne at half 40 drives Barmera into attack.
And intercept from Adrian Herodor there for the Rovers. They needed that. So just spits it over the top quickly. Finds Tim Wolford. Still at half-back flank.
It's a bit of a hands-off from both sides here at the moment, isn't it? They're sort of keeping the ball wide and keeping it to their teammates. Garrett on a long lead takes the mark on centre wing for Renmark. They need to move it up and down the middle. They've got to score 6 goals before the end of the game.
Scoreboard's working again. 35 points the margin.
Out of the pack comes Trent Ogle. Shoots the ball down the wing for Barmera. Lovely mark up over the pack there by Jamison Whitbourne. He gets on with it straight away and finds Joey Ricketts on a lead. He's been a bit of a revelation up forward for him in the last few games, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's right in front of the Barmera Monash faithful on the boundary line outside there, and they are cheering him on and going to will this with everything they've got, I would have thought.
As a key forward, he moves well, he covers a lot of ground, and he creates a contest. Gee, a long kick, right to the square.
Oh, mark not paid. It was Bonnie. Hands it forward to Burton, who had to back turn around from the pocket. And he's just hooked it a bit too tight. Minus score for the Roos.
Looked like it had fallen in his lap, hadn't it?
8-9, 57 plays 3-3, 21.
And it had fallen in his lap, but off a few other sets of hands.
Yeah.
So Barmera were absolutely standing up to the challenge here from Renmark. Only the 1 goal kick this quarter. No goals. No goals kicked this quarter. So this will be a win for Barmera.
It's Tim Wolford that goes wide. Finds Gillard a long way from home. Down the far wing, just bombs it long. Didn't get the sit for Lellman, who's trying to get it back in. Barmera Monash worked that one over the boundary line, and umpire says that's out of bounds. Ball it in.
Lellman and Gillard are both changing out of the forward lines and having a run on the ball. Lellman's done everything possible he can in this game to lift the Rovers up, and now Gillard's doing the same.
So
out of the pack comes Trent Ogle, takes a bounce, stops, looks for a player, drives him into the forward line, and on a long lead comes Austin. Back in over it. Herodor met him pretty fiercely there. Ogle gets the ball back, chips it in the forward lines. Finds Joey Ricketts all on his own. Couldn't pull the mark in and gets tackled to the ground. Luckily gets away without going for holding the ball.
Yeah, Trev Thorpe there with the tackle. Lucky for the Renmark Rovers. Locked that one in.
Gee whiz, that was good play by Barmera. They quickly moved the ball into their forward lines and caught Renmark out of position.
Ball in, tap forward from Austin. Now hits the deck. Austin now off the deck, gets a wobbly little hand to it. Umpire says I'll have it. A ball up. Inside attacking 50 for Barmera Monash. 12 and a half minutes played. Third quarter Riverland footy on 5RM for McDonald's Renmark.
Up it goes again. In the Barmera forward lines. Renmark can't even get a look at it at their end of the ground. Out it comes this time. Burton again. Hill it was on his left foot.
Wasn't paid there.
Yeah.
Now Gillard now out of the defence for the Renmark Rovers. Looks up for Vader. Vader did the little bump. Ball spills over the back. He can run on it if he keeps it in. Vader just keeps it in. Looks up for Gartree, and Gartree's not going to get there. It's going to go out of bounds, and that'll be a kick to the Barmera Monash Roos at left half back.
Yeah, he put the kick too far out in front of the big fella. The ruckman wasn't going to reel that one in. Barmera chip it across to Sampson, who looked to go on with it, didn't know Zunic was on the mark. Goes back, checks the mark, and clears it and crosses it across the ground. And Barmera bring it out the far side to Whitbourne. Jamison on the halfback flank for Barmera. They're keeping hands of the ball, aren't they? Just keeping hold of it. Goes out looking for Trent Ogle. Gathers it in one hand. Has plenty of time. Oh, too much time.
Dan Wolford with the smother. Got it back. Chips up. Finds Lellman. Now inside 50. Zunic, the target, went straight past him. Now Gartree still in the forward pocket for the Renmark Rovers. Can they make something out of this? They desperately need something. Gartree dived on it. Zunic dropped out of his hands. And it's cleared out of there once again.
That was a goal-saving tackle by Fraser Sampson, and Cowling cleared that out to Jamison Whitbourne.
Geez, they've defended well. They've defended like their lives are at stake, Barmera Monash, and that's why they've got a 6-goal lead.
How many times have you seen a Barmera Monash player down on his knees or on the ground, reach up and just put a hand in?
Timmy Wolford long here.
Vader coming to the ground for a bit of Wellington. Wellington standing up there. I thought he'd taken a solid mark, but he's nudged Gartery under the ball, and he'll take a free kick from about 15 metres out. Looking over to the bench, and I'm seeing Coach Josh Vader getting some treatment to a right hamstring.
So this is a pretty important kick, is a fair understatement. Zach Gartery straight in front.
Bit of a helicopter.
No problem.
Bit of a helicopter punt.
He kicks it.
That's the first goal of the quarter.
Yep.
Gets the Rovers back to 30-point margin. They trail.
The scoreboard's fixed too, by the way.
Yeah.
So 30 points exactly here on the Very Better scoreboard.
15 minutes gone. It's going to be a big ask, but we've seen the Rovers respond when they've had to.
Look, they need to get this margin back to no more than 24 points and preferably about 18 at three-quarter time if they're going to be a hope. Beach coming from the ground for a rest. On goes Spilios. Watke also having a spell.
You just couldn't rule him out, could you?
Oh, you can never rule them out.
If they can get another one. Zach Gartry's got back into the ruck here.
Oh, off Burton. Look at him go. Takes the ball off Gartry's head out. Drives Barmera into attack. Trevor Thorpe and Whitbourne down here. The younger beats the veteran. Turns on his right leg, Whitbourne. Whoa! There's your mark of the day, boys.
Adrian Herodor.
There it is.
If you don't mind. In defence. Kicks up. Looks for Matt Wolford. Drops short. And it's going to be a kick at goal there from young Marks. And to the goal square, they lock it down, and we might get a ball up. Tell you what, it was nearly a goal. Very costly kick there after what was the mark of the day. In the ruck. Socket off the deck, touched. Minus score for Barmera Monash. Takes them to 8-10-58. Renmark 4-3-27. 16 and a half minutes played, third quarter.
Talk about influence on a game. Steve Burton's had one cracking influence here, like he did in the second semi where he kicked the winning goal. Today it's a lot of possessions, both ends of the ground, and 2 goals. Ball comes out of half-back to Wolford. Tim at half-back, he drives him down the wing and finds on the chest, he found Tim Blight, or was it Morgan Edwards?
They're up out of bounds. That's going to spill out of bounds. And it's going to be a ball in.
Free kick to Trent Ogle, I reckon, for last disposal. And he's had a few touches this quarter.
I thought the umpire was signalling throw it in. So
the challenge for Trent is he's so quick, he often has too much time and overthinks it.
Down the line, looking for Brody Hill. Couldn't mark it. Handballs forward. Burton gets a kick away, but it might have been out of bounds when he kicked it. And it's going to be a ball in on the far wing here at Renmark this afternoon.
Almost 18 minutes gone in this third quarter on the Ricatera Wine Room clock. 5 goals the difference there, give or take a point. Renmark need at least one more this quarter to peg back that margin. Out it comes. This time Garrett comes out of the ruck with the ball for Renmark. Shoots it up to half forward, but clear of both players and touched over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in on the 50-metre line, Renmark forward line, town side.
Vader looks ready to go, ready to come back onto, so good news for the Rovers.
Yeah, no strapping, just a quick rub down, he's ready to go.
Now ball in, 60 around from goal for the Rovers. Need something here. Umpire's called a free, and it's going to go against them. Not going their way this afternoon.
It's been a great day weather-wise, hasn't it, fellas?
Oh, lovely.
Whitbourne again, reaches in, goes back to the tackle. Thorpe onto it from Renmark, tries to get the ball forward to a teammate, but he couldn't quite pull that mark in.
20 degrees as we currently sit, Nobby. The 5RM footy weather station.
Wonder what the temperature is in Darwin. I might get my sister who's up there watching us at the moment. Like, got a text from her.
Well,
send us down the temperature front
northerly
there,
winds, 11 k's an hour, beautiful. Gusts of 19.
Probably a bit more humidity up that into the
In all
country.
seriousness, though, Renmark are going to be kicking maybe with a slight breeze in the last quarter. Who knows? Garrett now out of the ruck. Gets it back to Gartree. He was under pressure. Barmera now on half back. Spill it forward. Brody Hill through the middle.
Looks up.
Timeless. Looks up half forward, but it's going to be intercepted from Tim Blight from the Rovers. He's got a player on the run. Herodor. He's going to drive it to the grandstand wing, and it's Nick Gillard now who turns and gets it on the left boot as quick as he can to right half forward. They all flew up, spilling to the boundary line. Fraser Sampson's going to run it over. Umpire says that was out of bounds, and I reckon he was right.
That's the play, isn't it, when you're trying to run the ball over the boundary line to hold it in to make it look like you're not doing that.
31-point margin.
Yep.
Gillard coming off for a rest as well.
Yeah, he's run his legs off this quarter. He's tried to drag him back in. Ball up in ruck. First hands on it with a big fella. Dangerous tackle. Consistently being paid today. You sling someone to the ground, that's a free kick against you.
Just checking the numbers that matter. Barmera and Monash leading the clearances, 26-21.
Yeah, this time it's the
Inside.
recipient of that free kick's Lachlan Marks. Had a fair game, the young fella. Chips it across to Coach Sampson, who we probably haven't mentioned much, but he's done plenty, and he's held the ship together up back. Out of the back lines comes Cowling from Barmera. Shoots the ball across towards the wing. Harry Beavis reaches up and gets it clear. On comes Beach. Beach for Renmark and Zernick for Renmark, Beach for Barmera. Both the Wolford boys, Matt and Tim, having a spell here. Both sucking them in too, the veterans.
Winning the clearances too, Barmera and Monash. Turnovers, 44 to 36.
Here it comes, Spilios, handball again. Gets the ball, kick forward from Barmera. Barmera player waits for it, and across comes Timmy Blight to punch it out the way. Steve Burton will have him well and truly covered for pace. It steps up and
Clever
lovely
kick.
pass to Spilios at half forward.
It's almost the kick of the day.
Yeah, has not wasted a possession today, Steve Burton. He's had plenty of them, including 2 goals.
Spilios now drives it inside, 50 for the Roos. Fly up, no one able to take the mark. Out the back goes Austin, off the Warnett rather, to the far pocket. Still in play. Joey Ricketts, just boundary beats him, and we're going to get a ball in. 2 minutes around from the goal.
He knows where the goals are, doesn't he, Lucas Warnett? He's kicked one today, but always a danger when he gets hold of that football within 40 metres of the big sticks.
31-point margin currently. Barmera Monash with the lead. Tap from Gardery to the boundary side. Still in play.
Steve Burton first on
Dan Wolford trying to break it in, but he can't. And we'll get a ball in right in front of the Barmera Monash faithful this afternoon. If you're anywhere near Barwell Avenue on a Camp Katerras this afternoon, it'll be pretty quiet right now because I'm just looking at half of Barmera's population here at Renmark this afternoon. Taps over the back. Now in front of goals. A ball dived on it. They lock it in and we'll go again.
Barmera have taken a very considered approach this quarter. They're just playing defensive footy, but in their attacking zone, if you know what I mean. They're just not giving Renmark any room to get out of there and attack.
It's almost like a game of keepings off, isn't it?
Yeah,
Free kick
absolutely.
paid to Renmark there for a ruck infringement. Gardery gets it out to Dan Wolford. 22 minutes played in this quarter. Up to left half back.
See Renmark getting that first kick, and here he is, Lellman in the middle. He's trying to get something going. Handball over the top to Vader. He had to handball that, even though there it is, 3/4 time. Barmera Monash take 8-10-58 to 4-3-27, a 31-point lead into the final quarter on the very better scoreboard.
A big fourth quarter to come here from Renmark after this. Live from the 2025 Riverland Football League Grand Final. It is currently the Barmera Monash Roos with a 31-point margin. Three-quarter time, Lockie Dandy, you are alongside me right now, and it has been a big game so far this afternoon.
It certainly has, and as we stand, Barmera Monash are 31 points away from winning the 2025 Premiership, so massive contingents at the huddle. Barmera Monash with a huge group of supporters, and Renmark quite the same as well. Josh Vader, the Willis medalist, I wonder if he's got one last go in him, one last rev up for the Rovers.
Yeah, look, it has been a phenomenal era for the Renmark Rovers. They've been in the last 6 grand finals, and if you count today, it's 7 in a row. A phenomenal effort. 4 wins over that journey. Number 5 today. If that was to happen for the Renmark Rovers, what are they going to have to do?
Well, they're going to have to just get their hands on the footy and just take territory. It's just all guns blazing from here. You got to take the corridor. You can't just play possession because there's effectively 6 goals to be kicked. So, 5 goals and change. So, it's all guns blazing. And Barmera Monash, you don't need to do anything over the top. But I also don't want to see them go into a defensive shell too early, because if you do that, sometimes it can hurt you, and if the Rovers get a run on and Barmera Monash need to get back into attack and they've already sort of pulled up stumps, then it can be hard to do, can't it, Nobby?
I'm back, boys. Been out having a bit of a look around, stretch the legs. Look, you're right. Best way to win it is by attacking. Every goal you kick, they got to kick 2 to get past you. So
certainly haven't been in this position this year that often to be trailing it this much at this late in the game, Nobby Norton.
No, goal kickers so far for Barmera Monash today. Steve Burton with 2 singles to Joe Ricketts, Jonathan Beach, Lucas Warnett, Thomas Austin, Dane Austin and Brody Hill. For Renmark, 2 goals to Nick Gillard, singles to Adrian Herodor and Zach Gardery. Herodor, a good quarterback in the back lines there, but they need more up forward. Let's have a look at their lineup. What are they gone with? All the guns are in the middle. Tim Wolford, Lelman, big hit out to Tim Wolford. The big fella Gardery tries to run out. It takes a bounce. Takes a second bounce. Gets caught for holding the ball.
Holding the ball call, the big moment. Zach Gardery trying to put the Rovers on his back and take that one forward, but it wasn't to be, and it's going to be Barmera Monash that drive it up the line. Over the back, the contest, a couple of hands at it, back at it, hungry for the ball. Renmark again off half-back, drive it forward, looking for a clear mark, but it's taken by the opposition in Barmera Monash. Umpires called something here.
Gee, that was Wellington again.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he has been, he's high in their best players, Mitch Wellington.
Yeah, been good, been really good.
And Mitch Wellington now just drives it short inboard to Chris Bonney, one of the old campaigners for the Roos. Inboard to Trent Ogle, who just holds up.
He's had a great final series, Trent. Second semi-final, he was best on ground, and he's certainly done his bit today. Brings the ball out to Jack Albrick up, but couldn't hold Lelman off the footy. He punches it to Ricky Garrett. Garrett shoots Renmark forward. Ball up high for Declan Johnson. Couldn't get hold of it. Back to Garrett. Garrett handballs in to Morgan.
Morgan Edwards forward, looking for Gillard, push out, and it was there.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too obvious, and Fraser Sampson took the right position in front and took the free kick.
Fraser Sampson there, short pass inside defensive 50 for the Barmera Monash Roos.
Yeah, William Cowling with the football, brings it out of the back lines, comes up the wing looking for Lucas Warnett, who takes it on the half volley but didn't take it with one. What a lovely kick to John O'Beach. Lace out on the wing. Beach looks up, goes to Watke at half forward, takes a lovely mark in front of Harrison Brown. Gee, strong, the little fella, and shoots it out in front of Joey Ricketts, who just hasn't stopped trying all day. Yeah. Tim Blight steps around him for Renmark. The ball goes out of bounds.
That was a handball on the full out of bounds, and I think the umpire's going to say, did that get touched or not? Because I don't think it did, and I don't know, by the rules of the game, I think this should be a free kick to the Barmera Monash Roos.
Well spotted, Lockie.
Was he already out of play?
No, I don't think he was. I reckon he tried to do a bit of a back turn and...
Free kick to Jack Albrick, comes back to take it. He was the man.
It has to be the person there. So, yep, free kick paid to Barmera Monash to bring this one back in at right half forward, straight down the line to the pocket. A hungry pack in front of goal, still in play. No one got their hands on it all. Umpire has seen high, and it's going to be a free kick again to Barmera Monash.
Yeah,
Dane Austin.
Undisciplined play by Renmark defenders there. Look, they might think that the game's beyond them. We don't. Watching, I think it's only a case of a couple of quick goals and they're back in it, but pretty undisciplined play there by the Renmark defender. And Dane Austin is about to have a shot at goal. He's kicked one goal, missed a couple. He's a left footer, so it's not a bad spot for him to shoot from. We'll need to aim at the right-hand post as we're looking at it.
Looks good off the boot. It's drifting back. Minor score.
Too far to the right.
That would have been something special.
8-11 Barmera Monash. Renmark Rovers 4-3-27, 32-point margin. 3 minutes played, fourth quarter.
And that was Morgan Edwards who gave away that free kick. Kick comes back into Tim Wolford at halfback. Renmark can't really muck around with this chipping around. They need to go straight down the middle, not back out there. To Nathan Zunic this time at halfback for Renmark. They're going the long way, boys, out to the centre wing.
Yeah, looking up there for Caden Gartree. He couldn't drag it in, but Mitch Wellington got the bounce. Now drives it back up to half forward, looking for Beach. Ricky Garrett there pushed out of hands high, and he's going to get a free kick at right half back. Sorry, Zunic.
Gee whiz, boys, I'm not picking best on ground for the Pioneer today, but I'll tell you he's neck and neck. It's Mitch Wellington and Steve Burton, and I think Mitch might have just stuck his head down on the photo at the moment.
Caden Gartree now at the far wing. Be a tough one this afternoon. Inboard to Ricky Garrett. Burton got his hand to it high, and it's going to be a free kick to the Rovers at the centre wing.
It's almost like the Ricatera wine room clock could be their biggest enemy here, Lachlan Winnell.
Yeah, they can't afford to take much time out of this one. Garrett just pushes it to the boundary, and you almost get the sense that if you took the emotion out of it, Renmark are almost kicking around like they're 5 goals in front.
Correct.
To the boundary it goes, right in front of the Barmera
Johnson.
Monash crew. Declan Johnson there just holds it up.
Takes a nice mark. Goes short. Gets Gartery on a lead. Gee whiz, he's been lying hard, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done everything he can, really, hasn't he?
Yeah. He'd be at the Rovers' best. Brings it inside, attacking 50, just high. Gillard flies up, pushed forward. Still a loose footy on the deck. They're all cleared out. Ricky Garrett crunching tackle. Now a tackle there from Gillard. Umpire says I'll have it. A ball up, 45 out from goal.
Do you know the difference, boys? When you look around those pack situations, the Barmera players, even if they're not in after the ball, they're taking a body or protecting their player going looking for the ball and teaming, whereas I don't think Renmark are quite teaming to the same level.
Umpire's called, I think, a blood rule here.
Yep, we get a chance to catch our breath.
And it's going to be Declan Johnson that comes off, I reckon.
So 5 minutes 37 into this final quarter of the 2025 RFL season. Renmark trailing by 5 goals. They've got to get on with it as quickly as they can.
Yeah, time is of the essence. Barmera Monash getting ready for some changeovers here.
There's a lot of smiles around here on the Barmera Monash side. It's almost like, I know their supporter base think they've already got it in hand, but gee whiz, Renmark kicks quickly. Lellman with the ball on his right foot, but snaps it wide and far. That might be a bit of a telltale sign of their day.
Yeah. Barmera Monash supporters quite happy to see that one go out on the full right in front of them there.
A couple of Barmera Monash players lining up to come back on. Max Petrole, Jamison Whitbourne and the veteran Brodie Hill.
I know the Sturt Highway's a pretty busy road between Renmark and Barmera on a good day.
Tell me about it.
Tonight's going to be... Tell you what, might not take you 2 hours to get home.
Blood rule, fellas.
Oh,
here comes another one.
Go.
Well, there's a driving into today's game from Berry. There's a lot, and being around sort of the Barmera area and Monash area for field days yesterday, there are cutouts of the Barmera Monash Guernseys with the player numbers on them. So I think there'll be a few photo opportunities perhaps on the way home.
Absolutely. This is 5R in Riverland football.
Barmera using this break in play to do some interchange.
So Fraser Sampson there just drives it long. It's a booming kick out of defence. Renmark can't quite get their hands on it. Lockdown at right half forward for the Renmark Rovers.
Yep, 59 plays 27 here at the Renmark Oval. Barmera leading by 32 points. Almost too big a lead, but gee, you never know. And this Renmark side can score quickly when they get the ball rolling, but gee whiz, they've got to get it rolling.
Yeah, time is ticking fast. Each second that passes, you can't help but feel is hurting the Rovers, and we're averaging about 25 or so minute quarters. It's a free kick going the way of the Roos here too.
Yeah, it was another one of the sling tackles, which I reckon there's been 3 of them paid today, all to Barmera Monash from undisciplined Renmark tackles. If you get to the last quarter and you're still doing that, you haven't worked much out, have you, about how it's going? Ball comes forward, Vader this time, centres it across, looking for a teammate.
Stockman. Now it's Dan Wolford up to half forward, but intercept from Justin Bonney.
Jeez, he's been good.
Who you thought a few weeks ago, Nubby, was a shoo-in for the Willis medal.
Yeah, well, maybe you got to play it in the middle of the ground.
I like your answer. He might still take out Barmera Monash's best and fairest. We don't know. Ball's going to spill out of bounds right in front of us here at 5RM footy, and it's currently a 32-point lead to the Barmera Monash Roos. 59 plays 27.
Look at that 41-year-old veteran drag himself up off the ground looking for his premiership medal.
I don't think Brody Hill's going to be making a fake ID anytime soon. He's giving out his age a few times, Nobby. Gillard now up to left half forward. A good tap forward there from Wellington. Still in play, and it's going to spill out of bounds. No, it's not. Umpire says I'll have it.
Premiership medallions 24 years apart, Lachlan Winnell.
Well, 2004 to now.
21 years apart.
21 years, yeah.
21 years apart. Nearly, Lockie Dan was only just with us when he won his first one.
2004, yeah.
Happy birthday, Lockie Dan. 22 today, mate. Cut out by Lachlan Marks, who's not even 21.
Up to half-back, it's Herodor for Renmark that gets it out to Harrison Brown. This is the Renmark of old that we know. They get it running. Dan Wolford through the middle. Doesn't have a bounce, just gets it on the boot. Drops short, bounces inboard. Renmark might be able to get their hands on it. No, they can't. Now it's Tim Jackson for Renmark, who does get his hands on it. Just wheels around and slaps it on the boot. Looking for Vader. He punched it forward. Cowling there for Barmera, got his hands on it.
He's been solid all day.
Chris Bonney paddles it out. Now Vader wheels around. Is this the Renmark waking up of old? Shoots a goal for Vader, and still in play. Saxton Mitchell there for Barmera Monash, and Chris Bonney's just going to walk that one over the... Justin Bonney's just going to walk that one over the line for a minor score.
It wasn't quite Tim Jackson, it was son of Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
Son of Tim.
Yeah,
son of Tim. I know that's what you said, Lockie. Son of Tim, Liam. But...
Tim would be happy with a kick today.
Yeah, he would have been. Yep.
Did a great job on Monday night.
Yeah, he did. Excellent job, and especially with his Q&A with a guest, Anthony Koutafidis.
Well, just looking in defence there, there's an injury. I reckon Saxton Mitchell might have hurt himself. Oh, he's back up. He's all good.
Cramp. Might be cramp, Lockie.
You don't want to go off the field at this stage, do you?
No.
Back in board for Renmark is going to be Gillard at the 50.
Kicks from right on the 50, gives it a thump.
Got a fair ride on it.
But back there in the way
is
the goalkeeper, Saxton Mitchell, yet again.
No score recorded. Just drives it forward.
Oh, what a pickup from Watke. Half volley. Deck. Gets it on. He only got one speed, hadn't he, Matt Watke? Flat strap.
Patrole sells the dummy, but he was wrapped up by Ricky Garrett. That's holding the ball. He had no idea Ricky was about to rock up there.
Hasn't stopped fighting Ricky Garrett. Been very good.
No, if Ricky Garrett's within 10 metres of you, you're not clear.
Now up to Lelman at left half forward. We're just on the 50. Inside, intercept from the Roos. They've been good at this all day, getting in front of those kicks going into 50. Now Trent Ogle, Nobby, your man from Marul,
look at him go.
Gets the boot on it and drives it out towards the grandstand. Max Patrole can't quite run onto it. Joey Ricketts, Patrole can. Does a bit of a volleyball set. It's locked in between them, and it's right in front of us here.
He was looking for the boundary line there, Max, but didn't want to make it too obvious. He started the game in fantastic form and has kept plugging away.
11 and a half, nearly 12 minutes gone. Ogle for Barmera Monash drills it up to Ricketts, who had a couple of bites at it, but it bounced out. Now Morgan Edwards for Renmark at half-back.
Is that a leather football or a piece of pressure?
Soap? Now we have Jenke for Renmark, who finds Dan Wolford through the defensive 50.
Got a man out wide.
Matt Wolford puts it out in front of Gillard, who's running for it pretty slow. I think he might be a bit sore, Nobby. Now turns to drive it inside attacking 50 for the Rovers. Is anyone home to take it?
Yep.
No.
There is. Sampson has just decided to let his experienced head chip in this quarter. He's not manning up. He is playing the ball. Every time that ball comes into defence, into his area, he's setting himself to take possession. Back it comes to Wolford. Cross to Trevor Thorpe. Handball's out to Matt Wolford. Onto his left foot, but nails lace out Chris Bonney at half-back. Big fella went to play on, but dropped it. That stopped him. Chips it out. Put his teammate under pressure there. Renmark player slid in, took the mark. Kicks it into the forward lines. Bonney up, hands up. Renmark, handball out. Tim Wolford with the ball on his left foot. Misses. Gee, talk about they needed a goal. That's one they needed, along with 4 or 5 more. What have we got here, boys? Out in the full, that one went. No change to the scoreboard, which reads Barmera Monash 8-11-59, leading Renmark 4-4-28 at the 13.5-minute mark of the last quarter on the Rickaterra wine clock on the Berry Better scoreboard.
It's 5 footy, live from Renmark, 2025 Grand Final. Player taken late, Wolford, so it's going to be a free kick
Tim
paid.
Yeah. He'll get the kick. I think even the Renmark players can sense that maybe they're too far back and not enough time left to pinch this one. Short kick in from Wolford to Zunic on the lead. He's a player they probably could have moved up forward a little bit earlier, I reckon.
They just didn't get the ball in enough,
yeah.
I don't think. But this is a big kick for him. He's going to have to kick this probably all of 50 metres.
So, have we got another spark left in the Rovers this afternoon?
2 quick goals would get him alive. He gives it a long ride to the right for a behind. Takes him to 4-5-29, trailing Barmera Monash 8-11-59, a 5-goal margin to the Roos on the Berry Better scoreboard with 14.5 minutes ticked away on the Rickaterra wine clock.
Renmark now bring this one out of defence, but they got as far as half back, and the Barmera Monash Roos locked that one down. Barmera Monash doing some rotations.
Interesting coming off for a rest.
Interesting to note that the Roos actually haven't kicked a goal in this second half, but still find themselves well ahead.
That's what happened last time they played.
It is, you're right.
They set up that score early and then lock it down.
Interesting rotation there. Sampson coming from the ground for a rest, and Sam Butterworth going to take his place. So the experience exchanging.
So another ball up's going to be on our way pretty soon. 15 minutes gone. It's looking more and more likely like the Premiership Cup will be heading to the lakeside. This ball now spills out. Lellman for Renmark. Gets it to Matt Wolford. Now Morgan Edwards through the middle. Looking for options. Just drives it up and intercept for the Roos again. They just bomb it out of there as quick as they can. It's a high ball. Ricky Garrett flew up. Didn't get a hand on it. Now Harrison Brown for Renmark. Went to go left, then went right and was tackled over the boundary, and it'll be a ball in. This is 5R in Riverland football from McDonald's Renmark. 16 minutes played, 4th quarter.
Yep, game in its last stages here with probably about 7 or 8 minutes left on the Rickaterra wine clock. Barmera appear to be running away with this flag, but Renmark, don't tell them that because they're still coming.
Morgan Edwards now for Renmark, drives it inside 50. Couple of quick hands for the Rovers. Stockman, now Gillard on 50, had to shake around his opponent. Hooks the ball to the right, and it's going to be racing to the boundary, and it's going to be right in front of the Barmera Monash fans this afternoon.
I thought that might have been smothered off boot, but no. Trent Ogle will take the free kick in the back pocket for a last disposal free.
So a changeover on the boundary. Saxton Mitchell comes off for a rest for Barmera Monash.
Renmark with the football over on the half-forward flank. I reckon it's Dan Wolford right out there. He chips it across, looking for Zunic, but in between him is his teammate. Takes the mark, looks over to Matt Wolford at centre half forward, straightened him right up. Matt in the middle of the ground almost. Looks for Gillard. Oh, what a mark. Mitch Wellington yet again.
Yes.
Pulls down another big grab.
He's holding the hammy and the calf.
I reckon he's cramped up. He's done that much work today. He'd be.
I think Bonnie has as well, just over behind him as well. Nobby, there's a 2-for-1 deal going on calf cramps. Barmera.
I was just thinking that just starting to add up me dots and crosses and everything for the best on ground and my best on ground, and I was just crossing them off between Steve Burton and Mitch Wellington. And Mitch is he's a long head in front at the moment, using horse racing terms.
Both trainers now spending a fair bit of time there.
Time ticking away here in the 2025 5RM Riverland Football Grand Final.
Lovely afternoon. None of the crowd have disappeared really today.
Renmark have again come up short in ability to score, haven't they? 4 goals, 5 in a game of footy is never going to win you a game, as we even know. Last time they played Barmera, 4 goals wasn't enough. They needed 5.
Now Wellington just kicks it as far as he can to the far wing. Oh! They flew up and unable to take the mark.
Guess who that was, fellas?
Adrian Herodor again, I reckon.
Yep.
Gives us a few highlights, that's for sure, at 5RM footy.
I think he sensed that I'd written down that Wellington's was the mark of the day, and he'd previously taken one in the third quarter. He wanted the title back. 30-point margin here on the on the Berry Better scoreboard in favour of Barmera Monash. There's another great mark out on the far side. This time William Cowling out there.
Yeah, Justin Bonney, I think, is done for the day. He's cramping up, and I think he's going to rest up. He's done enough. Ball now up, far wing.
He didn't get the Willis medal that I predicted he might get, Lockie, but he'd be happy with that premiership medal.
Yeah, you'd probably go that before the other one.
Yeah, you sure would.
A ball up, 80 out from goal for the Renmark, Barmera Monash Roos, rather. Now Lelman just walks that one over the boundary line, and it really hasn't been the Rovers' day. A couple of moments of brilliance, but on the whole, it's been one for the Roos.
He's probably been their best player, Renmark, Lockie Lelman, along with the big fella Zach Gardery. They've done everything in their power to try and get the Rovers up. Had some helpers along the way, but they just haven't used the footballers. Well, here he is, Trent Ogle, handballs to a teammate. They run through half-back. That was Rory Moore who incorrectly disposed of the footy, or didn't dispose of it correctly. Stockman takes the kick to Matt Wolford, goes in, finds Zunic on a lead in the forward pocket for Renmark. He'll go back and take a shot at goal as they trail Barmera Monash by 30 points. Barmera 8-11-59 to Renmark 4-5-29 on the Berry Better scoreboard with time ticking away.
Zunic's going to have this shot at goal. He's on a fair angle to salvage something for the Rovers this afternoon. Has the shot, and the sound.
That's a goal.
The Roos would appear it was a behind, but it is a goal, and Renmark kick their fifth, 5-5-35, trailing Barmera Monash 8-11-59. I was going to say, Nobby, not since the 1920s had Renmark won a grand final on their home deck, and that stat is not going to change this afternoon.
Did you say 1920s?
Well, bearing in mind the rotation system came in the early 90s, but yes, the last time that Renmark won a grand final in the home deck was the 1920s, and here's the second part of that stat. That was when Renmark played themselves. It was Renmark. It was the Rovers playing Renmark.
Okay. Well, 24-point deficit here, even though they've kicked the last 3 goals of the match. They need the next 4. Not enough time.
The Roos technically have kicked the goal, though. They've kicked 6 behinds.
Yes,
so.
They have. Yeah. They've kicked a goal in 6 kicks. Here we go. Vader out of the middle, drives Renmark forward yet again. Up over the pack comes Cowling. He's been a giant in defence for Barmera today. Out to Fraser Sampson, slams it on his left boot, clears the Barmera defence, but only to his opposite coach, Vader. He's in over the foot. He gets taken high by Max Petrole. Play the advantage. Ball goes forward. Cross straight in the hands of Zunic. He just kicked the last goal. Will line up for another shot at goal.
In time on at the moment, 21 minutes 50 played.
So putting some respectability into the scoreboard, but percentage doesn't count.
So a shot here for the Renmark Rovers.
24-point margin, 22 minutes into the last quarter.
Looks good off the boot. And
1 point only.
Minor score.
5-6-36 trailing Barmera Monash 8-11-59. Pretty sound result to Barmera. They've been in control since quarter time.
The ball comes out, they fly up. It's going to be taken over the boundary line by Lucas Warnett, and we're going to get a kick back in for the Renmark Rovers.
Jackie with the football, looks up, shoots it across short finds a teammate, Ricky Garrett, goes back onto his right foot and picks out Liam Jackson in the forward pocket for Renmark. They're getting a few shots at goal, but they're pretty wide, and they need to get them on quickly if they're going to narrow this margin. Jackson goes to the goal square, up high. Wellington gets a hand on it. No one can take it. Rush through for a behind. Takes Renmark to 5-7-37, trailing Barmera Monash 8-11-59. 22-point margin here with 23 minutes gone on the Rickaterra Wine Room clock, Lockie Winnell.
Can't help but think what a season we've had. Closest in a very long time.
Fraser Sampson comes from the ground, and you got to say a convincing finals display from Barmera Monash. Beat Renmark in the second semi, albeit with the last kick of the day by only 5 points or 4 points. But they've come out and won convincingly today to take the flag.
Still landside attacking 50 for the Rovers after the kick out, but Brody Hill just makes sure that stays there, and we'll get a ball up.
The veteran playing in a perhaps a premiership medal, in first one in 21 years.
21 years apart, or even just grand final appearances 21 years apart in Riverland football.
What an effort. And he's played a great game, kicked a goal, done his bit.
Yeah, certainly held his spot, that's for sure. Ball up, good tap from Gardner. He hasn't stopped battling all day. Handball over the top, no one able to really get their hands on it cleanly. Spilling towards the boundary, and Anspach there with a...
There's the siren, boys. That's the final siren. Barmera Monash winning the 2025 grand final. 8 goals, 11, 59 to Renmark 5-7-37. 22-point victory in the 2025 Riverland grand final.
And you see them all running in from everywhere, Nobby. That's the whole population of Barmera here in Renmark this afternoon, and not forgetting about Monash. They joined together in the 1950s, and since then they've won 9 premierships, including today.
I could hear the Barmera Monash spectators ringing out their raucous cheers there, Lockie, and I couldn't work out why until everyone started running on the ground, because we couldn't hear the siren from where we were, but they could.
A very quiet siren here, but the sound of the Barmera Monash crowd was enough to silence any siren this afternoon. The officials making their way out onto the ground for the presentations. But after a season of Riverland football that has been hard to predict, lots of close games, some classics, it's the Barmera Monash Roos with the premiership.
Well, it's an interesting tale today, Lockie, because Renmark kicked 2 of the first 3 goals, but Barmera took a lead of 11 points into the first quarter, 4 goals 1 to 2 goals 2. Built on that, kicking another 4 goals in the second quarter to take a 33-point lead into half-time, and they basically controlled the game. Barmera did not score another goal after half-time, but they did score 6 more points to go to final score of and they took into the three-quarter time. They managed to hold Renmark in that third quarter to just 1 goal, and took a 21-point lead into the last quarter, and they've run out winners by 22 points. So a pretty convincing display there by a 31-point lead into three-quarter time, and hung on to win by 22 points. Goal kickers for Barmera Monash: Steve Burton with 2, singles to Joe Ricketts, Jonathan Beach, Lucas Hornett, Thomas Austin, Dane Austin, and the veteran Brody Hill. Goals to Renmark: 2 to Nick Gillard, and singles to Nathan Zunic, Adrian Herodor, and Zach Gardery.
Yeah, it really has been quite the show from the Barmera Monash Roos this afternoon. As you said, didn't score a goal after half-time, but first half of that game really set things up, and Barmera Monash's pace and just attack on the footy really was on another level in that first stage of this game, and it was enough to shock the Rovers, who, to be honest, Nobby, probably looked a little bit off today.
Do you think that week off benefited Barmera? Winning the second semi and going in, because...
I'm thinking maybe that hit out against Loxton North last week for Renmark
might have taken the shot.
Might have been a bit more than what we thought, because let's just recount that. Loxton North were within 7 points of taking it to in the third quarter last week, and Renmark had to work pretty hard for that. Just
before three-quarter time, they know the margin was narrowed to 7 points, and they had to come back, even though they ended up winning by 49, and they did. That was really just in junk time those goals went on. But Barmera came out with a plan today to put pressure on the football, put pressure on the player with the ball, and to create space for their own teammates by putting body in. And the whole lot of it came together. And going through some of the best players before we get to our awards, and it's like it normally happens. You look at the side that wins and you can go through them all. You know, Trent Ogle, Brodie Hill, Matt Watke, Jamison Whitbourne, high up in their best players. William Cowling was solid in defence. The Austin boys, Dane and Thomason, did their bit, goal apiece. Lucas Warnett, Justin Bonney was his normal self in the back lines. Rory Moore had a great game. Spilios did a bit, quieter effort from Jonathan Beach. The skipper, Butterworth, was excellent. Chris Bonney held up in ruck against probably a more superior opponent. Lockie Marks did a bit. Steve Burton for 3 quarters was everywhere and kicked 2 goals. Joe Ricketts gave him something all day. Jack Albrick was great. Sampson was good. Wellington was a tower in defence. And Max Petrole and Saxton Mitchell had their moments. That's their team. Go through the Renmark lineup. It's a little bit harder to find 4-quarter performers. I've found Lachlan Lellman was a absolute probably their best. I thought Ricky Garrett had his moments. Zach Gartery was an excellent 4-quarter player, high up in their best players. Good efforts from Blight and Edwards in defence. Gillard had a bit of it, kicked 2 goals, kept pushing it forward. And Herodor at both ends of the ground was pretty good. Ricky Garrett was solid, but it falls away after that. There's players there that you can think, well, how many touches did they have, you know?
Yeah, and it wasn't the Renmark that we've been used to seeing this year, Nobby, where there might have been a quiet quarter or a quiet half, but you're just waiting for the Renmark machine to wake up, and we didn't really see that happen.
Do you want to go through some of our awards, Lockie, before we hear the best on ground
we
today?
Probably could. We could do best defender for 5rm.com, and I've got a suggestion, and I'm going to throw it out to you. William Cowling.
Yep.
For the Barmera Monash Roos. Apologies to Saxton Mitchell. Probably could have been in the running for that as well, but I thought William Cowling he took a lot of intercept marks in defence for Barmera Monash.
He played very well in the back lines for him, and I thought Edwards had a pretty fair game, and Blight in defence for Renmark. They were under pressure a fair bit and had a fair bit of to do. Brown also had a bit of a dip in the Renmark defence, but I thought I'll go with William Cowling. Actually, he's probably a slightly better defender, but I've rated him as their best on ground. But
okay,
but he did his bit and he was solid. He wouldn't have made a mistake all day, William Cowling. No. Great effort.
This is 5R Riverland football. If you're joining us for the first time today, it's Barmera Monash that have won the 2025 at Riverland Football League Grand Final by 22 points. Let's go to the goal of the day for Berry Better before the official proceedings get underway. Nobby?
I marked the goal of the day down very early in the game, in the second quarter actually, Lockie, and it was to Lucas Warnett. He took a great mark. It was actually, at the time, mark of the day, and then he went back and goaled it with the goal of the day. So that's why he got goal of the day. So I gave Lucas Warnett the goal of the day in the second quarter.
No arguments from me on that one. I'm going to throw a young charger for you this afternoon. This is best on ground front 21s for Hoops Auto and Full Drive Centre Renmark. And there's one name that's just screaming at me on this team sheet right in front of me, Nobby, and that is the number 11 for Barmera Monash in Rory Moore.
Yeah, had a great 4-quarter effort, Rory, and also they had some other good young players. Young Whitbourne was good, and William Cowling we've already talked about. Lockie Marks had a few touches, plays in the premiership. Very good for his future. But I'll go with you, Lockie. I think Rory Moore was a solid 4-quarter performer for the Barmera Monash Roos.
Goal of the day. I was already done that. Mark of the day, Nobby. Did Lucas Warnett hang on to mark of the day or not? No, okay.
There was a few contenders. Like after he took that mark, Rory Moore took a really good mark in the second quarter. And then Adrian Herodor come out and took an absolute hanger in the third quarter, only to be upset by what I thought was the mark of the day by Mitch Wellington in the last quarter. Absolute cracking pack mark where he got up off the ground, took a lovely mark in defence, and he gets my mark of the day, Lockie.
No arguments for me on that one, and the official presentations will be getting underway pretty soon, and there could be some further accolades for Mitch Wellington today for the Barmera Monash Roos. We'll just keep an eye on it.
I was going to give you my 3-2-1 before we get there, just so I can't influence things.
It looks like he's actually going to the change rooms now, so not sure what's going on there. He might not be...
He'll be back.
Worried too much.
Might be a comfort break.
Who knows?
Want to go to the hardest worker today?
Yeah, what have you got for that one?
Look, I reckon the hardest work of the day is Zach Gartery without a shadow of doubt for me.
Yeah, I think you're on the money there, Nobby. I think certainly one that you cannot discount at any moment of any game. It's the official presentations.
I'll give you my 3-2-1, working backwards from... I gave the 1 point to Lachlan Lellman from Renmark, 2 points to Steve Burton from Barmera Monash, and the best on ground for me was Mitch Wellington.
All right,
from
so
Barmera
we'll
Monash.
see what
that goes to Barmera Monash's Steve Burton.
Okay, I wasn't far off, was I?
No, but two different styles of games played between those two this afternoon. Mitch Wellington, certainly those big high-pressure moments, taking the big marks. Steve Burton, I would be honest with you, probably one of his quieter games that I've seen in recent times.
Yeah, but his second and third quarter were exceptional when the game was there to be won. And he kicked 2 goals as well.
Yeah, too true. This is 5R in Riverland football. Barmera Monash winning the 2025 Premiership.
Presentations, I'd like to invite Renmark captain Matt Wilford up. Quick words.
Well, Lockie Dan doing his official work there for the Murray Pioneer this afternoon, handing out the best on ground. 4 pollsters doing that this afternoon, Nobby.
Yep, well, I wasn't one of them, okay? But if I was, I wasn't far off.
Too true. So, Matt Wolford now, captain of the Renmark Rovers, saying a few words.
After the Renmark, congratulations, Barmera Monash Footy Club on well done, too good. Firstly, thank you to the
bit of microphone trouble there. Matt Wolford thanking Barmera for the game today, thanking his own teammates.
Today, set up the oval, beautiful setup here. Tried our best, but
yeah, some pretty tough moment there for Matt Wolford.
He might be standing in the wrong spot. Often happens with those things.
Yes. Microphone now back with the Riverland Football League.
Difficulties with this microphone.
So I think they'll get it sorted out pretty soon.
Greg Backer from 5R Renmark to present the Premiership medallions.
I can tell you why that microphone's not working, because it's trying to go through about 300 Barmera Monash supporters.
Best thing to do with those is jump up on the back of the ute yourself and be part of it. There he is.
Height is might in the wireless microphone game. But anyway, enough about that. Back to the footy. Trent Ogle there. Yeah, great game from the Barmera Monash player there, Trent Ogle.
Look, like I was saying to you, there he is. The 41-year-old veteran of this Barmera Monash side. Also, Lockie, you said played in a premiership for the Panthers in
2004. Yep.
2004, 21 years ago.
Yeah, phenomenal effort. Back in the RFL, had a few years off, but he's back.
Got a few fans. He's got a few fans up in Darwin watching, tuned in today. The old Uncle Schmick.
Yeah, Matt Wacky, a pretty serviceable game too for Barmera Monash.
Number 5, William Cowling.
Whitbourne, I mean.
Yeah, he started the game. He's probably best on ground at half time. Jamison Whitbourne.
And William Cowling, we just awarded him best defender for 5rm.com.
Gee, he's an interesting player, William Cowling, and he's sort of in the Dylan Millard role, really, in the Barmera Monash side, isn't he?
That's a good description there. And probably in a team that doesn't really have a lot of tall timber, it's pretty versatile, William Cowling.
And here we have the Austin boys, Dane and Thomas, getting their medals. Both former Renmark Rover players who've got medals they've won with the Rovers.
Yeah, multiple premierships now for those lads between both teams.
Both kicked a goal today. Both played pretty well.
And not to forget Jack, that was out with injury.
Yeah. Lucas Warnett up there. His first-year player this year for
very
the RFL.
Very serviceable game too.
Yep. Here he is, Justin Bonney. Had another solid game across halfback. Once again, if you ask me, Lockie, who is he stand, I wouldn't be able to tell you. He just plays the ball.
Yeah. He, for me, Nobby, is a real danger player for the Barmera Monash Roos. Just that might be out of the game for a little bit, but when he gets the ball, impact and reward for effort.
Who's Spilios?
Yeah,
absolutely. And you can see why he probably just won that toss-up between him and Tony Drugamo, who unfortunately was the emergency for Barmera today.
Yeah, I think just that explosiveness and attack at the goal.
Jonathan Beach kicked a goal today. Not a real busy day, but did everything. Do you think that could be the end for him?
It's hard to know, but just looking at maybe this season compared to last, didn't play as many games. Maybe it could be Nobby.
What about Chris Bonning? I reckon this might be the first premiership senior footy he's played.
Maybe just go out when you're on top.
Well, it's pretty tempting, I think, for some guys.
Yeah, Joey Ricketts, a bit of a fan favourite for the Barmera Monash crew this afternoon.
Young Lachlan Marks just got his medallion. You can't be thinking that might just be the first of many senior medals for him.
Yeah, it certainly could be. And you look at this Barmera Monash team, it's other than a couple of mature heads sprinkled amongst it, it's quite a young side overall.
Yeah, even Jack Albrecht, he's only 26. Seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of these guys pop up in that... Here's Maxie. He's a bit of a favourite amongst the crew as well.
Here's Wellington, who I gave my best on ground to, and I thought he was an absolute giant. And he came back into the side he didn't play in the second semi, and maybe he was that 5-goal difference. He was a giant in defence.
Saxton Mitchell's another one that's certainly held his own this year in defence, and we gave him Defender of the Day multiple times throughout the season.
Riverland team fullback for the year. Yep. And Sam Butterworth, you don't have to say too much about this fella. He just keeps turning up. He was high up in the votes in the Willis medal.
Yeah.
And Frankie Sampson, this is his second premiership since he's been coaching the Roos, and also a losing grand final last year in his 3 years at the helm. Not a bad return.
I've done the stats, Nobby. He has played in every grand final since 2018.
Is that right?
Because he played for Renmark, obviously, before.
7 in a row.
Yeah, and obviously multiple premierships as well with both Renmark and Barmera Monash.
Yep.
Just invite Stuart Francis up to the stage to present the Ike Francis Premiership Shield.
So what a great crowd here today, and let's be thankful for the weather, and also the Renmark Rovers Footy Club, who hosted the grand final today. What a great job they've done.
Yeah, it's always a tricky one to host a grand final that you're in.
Hayden Ward for West Adelaide to present.
Because again, some more presentations done here at 5RM Riverland football this afternoon.
Yep, you got to have the shield, the medal, the pennant. You got to have it all.
And someone pointed this out to me a while back. You talk about shrinkflation. It's a term they use in marketing these days.
On the pennants.
The premiership flag is about half the size it was in about 1985.
So's the cup. If Greg Backer can hold it up one hand, it can't be that big, can it?
Now I look at that cup and I think that's also been shrunk as well.
Yeah. There won't be too much beer drunk out of that. It might be just a few Jim Beams, I reckon.
It doesn't matter though. The shield gets awarded. 5RM's own Greg Backer on the presentation dais.
Yep.
He looks forward to this every year.
He does.
Just a bit.
Sam Butterworth here.
Commissioner Renmark. You guys have been the benchmark all year and definitely set the standard for us. So thank you. Thanks to the Renmark Footy Club for putting on today, the RFL. All that sort of stuff, but how about this, Barmera boys?
Yeah. Pretty liked figure at the Barmera Monash Football Club. Coach Fraser Sampson about to say a few words.
What Butters said. Thanks to Bates and the Renmark crew. You know the love and respect I have for you guys. The dedicated here is unreal, so to the council and the footy club for getting it in this nick is just fantastic. To the B grade boys for bouncing back. To the A grade boys for bouncing. How good is this?
Oh, some great words spoken by Fraser Sampson.
Yeah,
it's always a relief when it's a teacher doing this because there's no chance of a curse word going on the radio.
Not only that, Sampson's paying respect to their whole squad, their senior squad, because their seconds were premiers in the seconds today, and so it's great effort from the Barmera Monash Football Club.
Barmera Monash song playing out here at Renmark this afternoon. If you're just joining us for the first time, Barmera Monash winners 2025 Riverland Football League A-grade grand final, their 9th premiership since 1946.
Yeah, and what a great game of footy. It was, like I said, they took an 11-point lead into quarter time after Renmark got the best of them in the first 5 to 10 minutes. Extended that lead to 33 points at half time, and then Renmark did come back, but not as solidly as they had in the previous game, to narrow the margin from 33 to only 31 points at three-quarter time. And then, even though they came home with 1 goal for in the last quarter to 1 point, couldn't get any closer than the 22 points. Lockie Dan, you got close to the best on ground.
Oh, he's back with us.
He's back.
Lockie Dan, you're back. How'd you go out there, mate?
I am back. I was just making sure I wasn't in the background of any Barmera Monash Premiership photos in case I just find myself onto the back page of my own paper. So
can't you airbrush yourself out?
Yeah, well, maybe I might have to. I was just a little bit. I was hoping that little ute was going to be able to hide me, but we'll see how we go. But what a win for the Roos.
Yeah, well, just for your information, my 3-2-1 was 1 went to Lachlan Lelman, 2 to Steve Burton, and 3 to Mitch Wellington.
Do you want the full tally of the winner?
Give them to us, mate.
Lockie Dan, that'd be great.
All right. Well, do you want person-by-person votes or just the totals? All right, person by person. So I'll start with Shane Uren. He went 3 to Steve Burton, 2 to Justin Bonney, 1 to Zach Gartree. Ben Williams, 3 to Mitch Wellington, 2 to Steve Burton, 1 to Ricky Garrett. Kayla Mudge, 3 to Steve Burton, 2 to Justin Bonney, 1 to Mitch Wellington. And I went with 3 to Burton, 2 to Bonney, and 1 to Jamison Whitbourne. I thought his start to the game set the tone for the Roos.
So there you have it. It's a pretty close tally count there, Lockie Dan, between a couple of names there.
Yeah, Steve Burton finished on... I'll just get it up for you, just one
Burton
moment.
did produce when the whips were cracking in that second and third quarter.
Yeah, so of a maximum of 12 votes, Burton finished on 11, Justin Bonney on 6, Mitch Wellington 4, and 1 each to Ricky Garrett, Jamison Whitbourne and Zach Gartree. But Steve Burton, as I said, 11 votes with the win.
Yeah, and his first 3 quarters, when the game was up there for the taking, were quite excellent. And the 2 goals he kicked in the second quarter broke the game right apart. So when the game was there to be won, he was the one that was doing it.
Yeah, and we mentioned last week when we were at Loxton, when the Rovers took on Loxton North, that they might have to tag Steve Burton because you don't want to get beaten by what you know, and they sort of didn't. And
look, would
you say they got beaten by what they know?
Oh, look, I think the other side of that coin, Lockie Dan, is that that you can't tag them all. You know, you can man them up, but I don't think you can necessarily tag them. I think what you got to do is just be a bit more respectful of what the damage they do.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, Burton's obviously one you'd tag if you could. But I also look at players like Sam Butterworth and Justin Bonney, who we know give them a lot of drive off half back. Now, you can't necessarily tag them because as a half forward, you're trying to get the ball and win it yourself and kick goals. But you've got to show them the respect so that when you don't have the ball, you know where they are and you go and stand near them, you know.
Yeah, exactly right. And Burton just ran all day, and Justin Bonney, he might not have had as much of the footy as he usually does. But I think the reason why I gave him 2 votes is whenever he had the ball, he rarely turns the ball over.
100% efficiency, isn't he?
And if you're going to not turn the ball over, you're only doing good things for your footy team. So how can you almost not?
Yeah.
So if you were casting 4 votes, could you snuck Brodie Hill in for a half a point?
No, I probably would have given a 4th to Mitch Wellington.
Yeah, not even on the handicap system.
No, he won the veteran of the day.
That's what I'm thinking.
We need a new award this afternoon. Yeah. This is 5RM Riverland Football live from the 2025 at Riverland Football League Grand Final. Barmera Monash, the Premiers, 8-11-59, defeating at Renmark 5-7-37. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, plenty more to recap from what's been a big day at Renmark.